Whoever. No, I'm playing. So I'm stopping through here very quickly. It's about
Jupiter time.
10:46 a.m. and it is now Jupiter time. And you know it is the new moon today. And so I don't know why I assumed that the new moon was next week. I think I assumed that because I think I asked Google or something, and I even have two apps on my freaking phone that tell me the moon cycles, and I still did not verify what day the new moon was. And so either way, you guys, I found out the new moon is today, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm gonna go to my friend's special place, which is about a 2 hour, 3 hour drive from here, and go get me some products. And I'm gonna be doing like a little fast. I was really honestly thinking that the new moon was next week to like do some type of deal for you all. As you do know, I do provide spiritual services, readings, um, energy work, etc., etc. And of course, y'all, I've been up for like 20 minutes. I took a GABA GABA and it really knocked me out. I did not expect for it to knock me out as it did. And so either way, I think I told you, I used to take magnesium supplements, but I kind of stopped because you could overdose on magnesium, and the pills I was taking, I think, was like 750 milligrams of magnesium, and I'm not deficient in magnesium. And of course, people say that's one of the deficiencies, but there's food that has magnesium in it, like chocolate, dark chocolate, broccoli, and other stuff that I do consume on a daily basis and have been doing for like 2 or 3 years now. And so I felt like, oh no, I need to stop with that. So of course, I don't take that, but I do, like, say, take. How would I say this? I did buy GABA GABA like I think a year or two ago. No, it was last year. And I've not taken it. And I said, you know what? I want a restful sleep tonight. So I'm going to take it. And I did. So, either way, you guys, what I want to do is because I don't think I've ever done anything like this. And I always tell people this, like, I think a lot of people, and I think that a lot of people, and I know people are going to feel step away about what I'm going to say right now. And at the end of the day, the saying is only a hit dog holler. And so if you feel hit, bitch, they motherfucking feel hit. Good morning. Hello. Um, I think that a lot of people find spirituality and things associated with it trendy. I think a lot of people who claim to believe in spirituality, whatever degree, whatever level that is, I think that they're not truly convinced in the power of the spirit. They're not truly convinced in the power that they possess within them. And so I've known people for such a long time, and for a very long time, they were like, I'm a prayer warrior, I'm a conjurer, I'm a psychic, I'm a witch. I went to a Unitarian church. I learned about God, the angels, and the teachers for, since I was 5 years old, and they're like 60, 70 years old right now. And even going into people who are like really, really allegedly like fasting and praying and stuff, right? I've sat back and I've observed these people, and I'm like, I feel like something, and I always tell people this. I feel like when you are claiming to be spiritual and you are claiming to be something outside of just who you're supposed to be, I think that over time, that it's just a spiritual thing. It starts to reveal who you actually are. And I think that regardless of what you go through, because people say, I wasn't taught that. Like, girl, I wasn't taught it either. I wasn't taught that that when times get hard, that you just put everything away and say, fuck the world, fuck God, fuck the spirits, fuck this and fuck that. And even in the time that I felt like that, spirit started to shut things out. And that's why I tell people, like, I said for a long time that I believe that there are chosen people out there. And then I kind of stopped saying that because people say that gives off that, a lot of people feel like they're on a higher pedestal than others. And I was like, well, that's not true because I think we're all equal. But when I say chosen ones, and I'm going to start saying that again, is that people who are aware of their spiritual identity and they came into this life with a purpose. And even before they knew what that purpose was, the spirit showed up and showed out to remind them of who exactly the fuck they are. And so when times have gotten rough for me and times have gotten hard for me, like I said, I didn't need a preacher. I didn't need my mama. I didn't need my grandma. I didn't need a neighbor to tell me to go inside and you fast and you pray, or you go inside and you shut the fuck up. Things happened where I had to shut the fuck up. Things happened where I had to shut the fuck up. And hold on. I'm going into this heart right now, honey. When you first wake up, girl, you gotta like let your voice and all that, girl. We're getting into it hard right now, honey. Hello! I should go make you some oolong tea right now. Because, bitch, we're talking about this right now. And so either way, people will say that they're Christians or they're Buddhists. And I really don't hear this from Christian background people, by the way. And I am somebody who has a Christian background. I only hear this from people that are like Christian foundation. Hello! Christianity is their foundation, regardless of what they decide to be. Something goes on, and they're just like, people, my neighbor, my friend, the men, I'm not getting my love. I'm not getting this. I'm not getting that. I don't get support. And I'm just like, but as a spiritual person, you're not asking God for the support? As a spiritual person, you're not asking your deities for support? You're not telling your deities to make sure that you are provided for regardless of what goes on in this world? You don't do that? And even when and like I said, I love it, when people say, but I'm not as spiritually strong. Listen, baby, stay on the wayside. Respectfully. Stay over there. Respectfully. Stay to the motherfucking side, bitch, and stay the fuck out my motherfucking way. Because if you're not if you're a spiritual person having a human experience, everything that you do is spiritual, babe. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that. Everything that you do, and that's why I said it the other day, when you're having spiritual experiences, y'all, and this is something that I really, really like started to understand over the past few years. People will go into like haunted buildings, ghost hunted, like Zach, the ghost hunters and ghost adventure shit. They would go into like haunted buildings, the dead files. They would go into haunted buildings. They would go into dead places. There's dead people have died and they feel like they're still there. And they would go in and they will get prayed over. They will have holy water with them. And then they'll walk into these buildings and they will want to be protected from these evil forces, and then of course they get fucked up. And it goes same thing with these pastors and shit. They go into exorcisms and all this stuff, and then they're like, I need to get prayed over, and they're reading Bible scriptures and shit, and then sometimes they still get fucked over. But it's because people are having spiritual experiences, and a lot of them are going into sacred grounds, and it's not sacred grounds of the spirits that you're trying to connect to, it's the people that were there before them. And a lot of times you have to understand that in this country and a lot of other countries, this land people have been slaughtered on this land. And so you're going into these places that are considered spiritual and sacred, and you're not moving accordingly. So you're not asking God, or you're not asking energies that reign supreme to everything that's on this motherfucking plane, respectfully, for not only permission, but you're not asking for protection, armor, or a covering. And so when you're coming into these ideas, and I keep telling people this, with when the opposite energy, or the devil, or Satan, or the op, however you want to go into it, is aware of your plan, because when you ask for something, the good and the bad hears it. When it becomes aware of your plan, it starts being strategic with trying to fuck up that plan. And so if you're moving without protection, if you're moving without prayer, And like I said, it's not about you praying to a certain deity, honey. And I feel like I gotta always clear that because people are like, well, you're Christian, and I don't get down with that, baby. If I was Christian, bitch, I'll be burning up right now, motherfucking YouTube. Hello, don't mistaken the tool that Christians overlook for me being a motherfucking Christian, bitch. Hello, because that's what it comes down to. The Bible is a tool that people overlook, and even people who grew up in this shit for hundreds of years still have not accessed that power. And this is why America is falling, because a lot of Americans are so-called Christians and they're not accessing that power. And that's why I keep saying, for all these people to be such a Christian, such a God believing, such a God fearing person, when it comes the right space and the right time, you guys are getting fucked up by motherfucking God. Respectfully, you're getting fucked up and over by God. Because God said, in the Bible says that God is responsible for good and evil. And the bad lessons are the bad experiences for you to learn something about yourself. Not your mama. Oh, I learned when I had that meeting with my mama that my mama, she was just a fucked up bitch. No, honey, your mama's always been a fucked up bitch. But in that experience, you became aware of what you're willing to tolerate or what you were not aware of. And so I want you to sit back in this moment, here on out. And when you're talking about your God this and your God that, and I be praying and I be fasting and I be meditating and I be this and I be that, and my protection is up and this is up, then why the fuck are you looking stupid right now on certain situations that you don't know where to go, how to do it, and who the fuck to cut off? That's not how that works, babe. That's not how that works. That's how that works. Because the whole purpose of praying and fasting, which every religion has this foundation, is to get rid of your distractions. It is to understand and see what is being done that you were not consciously aware of because you had too many distractions in your way. A lot of people are distracted by food, especially American people. American people, we're distracted by motherfucking food, we're distracted by drugs, and we're distracted by motherfucking liquor. And when I say motherfucking drugs, nicotine's a motherfucking drug too. We're distracted by food, we're distracted by drugs, and we're distracted by alcohol. And so as long as that's in our face, we're not checking to see what's over there and how we're this and who's this and what is that. We're just like, oh hey, oh hey. Oh, this is my friend. I've been on her for 10 years. Oh, this is my friend I've been on for 7 years. This is my friend I've been on for 30 years, or 40 years, or 50 years. And you're not understanding why are they here though? Who in the fuck sent them? What sent them to connect with you? What energetic source aligned you to? Because it cannot just be what you thought. And I'm saying this very respectfully, y'all, because I have relatives who are not living right now. I have relatives and friends of the family who are 6 feet under right now because their friend got them the fuck up out of here. I got friends and family that are no longer here because their so-called friend, their so-called baby mama, their so-called co-worker got them up out of here. And so this is what's so important when things started manifesting to step the fuck back and see what the fuck is going on. And like I said, I've had people that got offended by that. I've had friends, I had associates, I've had relatives that be like, wait, what? You're not, what? That's weird because, no, bitch, you goddamn right, girl. If I don't feel like being bothered with you, you're not going to bully me to make me feel bothered with you. You're not going to bully me to make me be around you. And there's no tea, no shade with that. You're not going to bully me to change my plan. If I say that tonight, I'm not interested in playing no games, and it's like, oh, girl, you can play 1 or 2 rounds. No, bitch, your mama can too, but where your mama at? Respectfully. Your mama can play 2 games too, but where's she at? Bitch, she's out on here playing with you on motherfucking Fortnite. So, bitch, yeah, I'm sorry, I got other things I have to do. And so, like I said, I'm gagging because things have been revealed to me over the past few years that a lot of people are so-called, spiritual and are so-called connected to God. But when something bad happens, instead of them going into their spirituality, they start going into the world. And it's like, that's how mundane people operate. That's how spiritual people operate. Spiritual hygiene, bitch. When you're a spiritually cleaned person, when you're a spiritually knowledgeable person, girl, that's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. If you know how to shoot a gun, you know about a gun, you know how to take a gun apart and re-put the gun together and re-put the bullets shit in it, why would you bring a knife to that fight instead of the gun that you know how to put together? Because you know it takes a gun to take out a gun. So the same thing with that. It's like you saying that I know God, I know Jesus, I know Yahweh, I know the Orishas, I know this, I know that. I used to do this, I used to do that. I done this ritual, I did that. And now when shit hits the fan, girl, you a fucking scary ass bitch. You scared. You scared. When shit got hard, all that praying, all that fasting, all that I'm this, I'm that. When times got hard for your spirituality to step up and step out, because they said we have a rhythm within. It's what they call the circadian rhythm, and that's just one. When we're sleeping, our heart is still pumping. When we're sleeping, our brain is still having activity. When we're sleeping, our lungs are still pumping, and you have no control over that. That's how spirituality is when it comes to your physical body. The more you pray, the more you fast, the more you do spiritually, it starts to build up your spirit to where when something was to go down, if something was to go down, you become superhuman and something steps in. Y'all don't know how many times I was in situations where I didn't know what was going on. And I'm just like in this word stuff, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Oh my God, how's this gonna be? And something something came through either another person, or I got this feeling of something, or I even heard something very loud and clear to say, you're gonna shut up, or you're gonna, sit still for a minute. You're gonna then, once this is complete, you're gonna take your ass home and you're gonna sit down for a couple of days. And of course I was like, but what but I don't wanna do that. Like, oh my God, I'm supposed to be going here, I'm supposed to go in there. But I did it. And in that process, I learned a lot of stuff. I became aware of things, and also, of course, things worked out. But I'm just saying that when you are spiritually inclined, when you believe in a higher power, that power shows up and shows out when you least expect it. That power shows up and show out when you're not able to show up and show out. Something I would remember a long, long time ago from someone I know, they would always ask, how much prayers you have for your storage, how much prayer you have stored up. And looking back, I was like, I felt like they were in a good space all the time, and this is why they would say that. But I feel like when times started changing, I feel like that same belief or that same idea that they had started to shift. It started to shift. And now when times get a little shaky, instead of going into prayer completely and closing off, because you cannot pray with distractions. You cannot focus on God and the plan that you have for yourself with distractions. And I always say that's my cue right there. When that happens, when I start getting into a cleanse or into a spiritual experience where I want to elevate, and people start trying to distract me, like now they need me, or now it's a dramatic episode or something like that. I feel like that be God telling me this is the person you gotta watch. This is the person you gotta really keep an eye out on. Because there's a reason why when you were normal and everything was good and nothing, anything was cool, girl, y'all were cool, y'all were good, good standing, they were around, there was no issues. The minute that you start wanting an elevator, you start getting into your spiritual shit, now all of a sudden they become a little possessive of you and where have you been and this and that, or they start kind of becoming a little bossy, where it's like, bitch, nobody has ever prevented me from doing what I wanted to do. I've told people this, and I'm going to continue to say this. As an independent, spiritually aware person, somebody who is truly independent, somebody who is spiritually aware of who they are, I've made plans with people. For whatever reason, people could not go through with the plans. It could have been that they were married and their partner was not okay with them leaving. It could have been that they were single and they were tired from working a 12-hour shift, or whatever it may be. I still wanted to go do something. And of course, I either Ubered there or I took the bus there. Like, bitch, you weren't going to stop me having a motherfucking fun. I don't care what you had going on. I don't care. Girl, you're not stopping that. And even going into the sense of even where people, even if people were not invited, if I feel like, bitch, I want to go do something, I'm gonna go do it. I feel like you don't gotta have other people with you to have fun. It adds on to the fun sometimes, but you don't have to have people with you to have fun. So that's how I feel with all this. Like, do what you want to do, and bitch, don't let nobody ruin your plans. If somebody don't want to do it, bitch, you still go. Oh yeah, I can't do it. A bitch, still have fun. And I've done it a lot. People are like, and I've had people that be like, girl, you went without me. I sure did. Girl, bye. I planned that whole week to go do that, and honey, we didn't do it. I sure did. I still went. Sure did. And so either way, y'all, like I said, it has been trendy for people to be spiritual. It has been trendy for people to talk about God and the goodness and the fullness of God. It's been trendy for people to talk about that they got candles to light the candles and all that. But when it comes time for their spirituality to show up, they don't got it. When it's time for the spirituality to be present, they have it maybe and they don't want to be in it. Right? They don't want to tap into that. And of course, some people are afraid of it, and I understand that from that perspective too. Some people are afraid of it. But either way, something that I want to do, because this has just been on my mind, and going into the readings that we've been doing with people and the casework in person and online. I think that a lot of people need assurance. I think that a lot of people need assurance. And I think a lot of people need assurance in what it is that they're doing. I think people want to see and feel that what they're working on is actually going to work out. And we're talking about those people who are actually serious about getting some things out. Because of course, back in the day, I was this person that if you did not believe, I was down to offer you some deals to prove to you. And it's kind of like beating a dead horse. It's kind of like seeing somebody that has potential, they have a talent. Want to be with them, to help them, cultivate their talent. And then come to find out they don't really care about that shit. They expect the fame and the fortune, but they don't really want to present the talent. They don't want to work hard for it. And, now you're like, fuck. You're like, damn, like, girl, you're wasting tea. And that's how I feel even with uh, you know, this stuff. Sometimes people, it's trendy to them, it's hot to them. For some time on YouTube, I want to say like 2015 and maybe like 2019. I'm even willing to say 2017 to 2020. People were so like gang ho on, spirituality that, girl, you had broke people coming out saying they were spiritual advisors. You had hoes on welfare saying they were spiritual advisors. You had people that couldn't even afford a meal say they were spiritual advisors. You had people that couldn't even afford to pay their $300 mortgage payment say they're spiritual advisors. And this is not a dig at all. This is not a dig. When you are spiritually intelligent, because spirituality is an intelligence. When you are spiritually intelligent, you don't know how, but you figure it out. You don't know how, but you figure it out. And so people, like I said, have become so obsessed with spirituality and being a spiritual leader, when in reality they can't even lead themselves spiritually. In reality, they couldn't even help themselves get out of their spiritual rut. They can help themselves get out of their spiritual dry spell. And I always tell people, everything is a cycle. And this is something that I learned with spirit. Nobody taught me this. Spirit taught me that everything goes in a cycle, just like the sun and the planet. The planet has 12 hours of daylight, allegedly, 12 hours of nighttime. And depending on how, because I said the world is on its axis, there's always one side of the sun that's darker than the other side, and then eventually that darker side becomes the lighter side and just rotates, unless of course you're on the furthest north pole or the furthest south pole, right? There is periods of 6 months of darkness, 6 months of daytime, whatever. But y'all know what I'm speaking of, right? You get the idea. This is how life is with everything. Life is like this with money. Life is like this with health. Life is like this with life affairs. Life is like this with love matters. Life is like this with every cycle, every lesson that you could think of. Life has its cycles, which is why people say life has its ups and downs. When the times are good, enjoy them. Keep those energies, those emotions things. You need those memories. When life starts to go down and it becomes bad, and it's only temporarily, just like being in, that good space is temporary because you're going up, you're going down. Allow yourself to be in that period of resting. Allow yourself to be in that period of detachment, disconnection. Allow yourself to be in that energy of being just without, being on the outside, being without. Just allow that energy to come through. But see, what happens is a lot of people, when they go through these cycles, when things are up, they think it's always going to be up. And so when let's say they get a $50,000 check, now the $50,000 is being just whoop, whoop, they're going through it. Oh, I got money. I got money. Hey, I can blow it. I can blow it. Thinking they always going to have the motherfucking money. And when things start going down, now they start getting into a panic mode. Like, oh my God, what did I do? I should have blank, blah, blah. And now they're getting into this depressive mode. And of course, that's just one example because I know a lot of people that have been in that situation. And so that's with all that, right? What they say, put something away for a rainy day. When times are good, figure out what you're going to do that you could do by yourself that would keep you in a happy space and place. When you're alone, and that's what I say with people, I'm not completely happy with being single, but of course, I have to be. I want, at this point, I'm going to be because my focus is on other things, and of course, dating somebody would be another distraction. But I'm okay with my own company. Okay. And so I don't have to get in a space. So I don't feel like I have to be in a space where I have to be needy. I have to have somebody with me. I gotta be in a relationship. I gotta have somebody next to me. Because really, honestly, truly, a lot of people like that, they are not happy with themselves by themselves. They don't feel secured in themselves. They don't completely love themselves. Okay. And of course, this plays out in that. And so, of course, when they do get this woman or this man, they become clingy, and of course their insecurities come out. And when it comes to a lot of men and a lot of women, a lot of men and a lot of women, they don't like insecure people, and I'm one of those people, honey. When it comes down to dating a person, when it comes about being around a person, if you do not like you, I can't be around you like that. If you do not like you, I cannot date you because I cannot show you. Like, there's no such thing as me showing you how beautiful you are. There's no such thing as me showing you how important you are, how needed you are. There's no such thing as that. If you don't feel needed, you're not gonna feel needed. And I always think about this when it comes to like rehab and stuff, right? People will go into like AAA meetings and shit, and there's people that are like drug addicts and alcoholics, right? And you know, girl, rehab doesn't stop them from doing these things. Like, if they don't want to stop drinking and smoking, it's not going to happen. If they're not going to stop doing drugs, it's not going to happen. Look at Keisha Cole's mama. Okay, that's one prime example that everybody has seen publicly that went in and out of rehab and still didn't change. So I want you to understand that it only happens because you want it to happen. So if you're not completely happy with yourself, you're not completely comfortable with who and what you are, you're not gonna completely and fully be comfortable with someone else. You're gonna want more. You're gonna want more, especially nowadays, honey. Too. I feel like the spirit is tilting things. Back in the day, you used to be able to hide behind your insecurities. Back then, you used to hide behind a man or a woman when you didn't feel complete. So you felt like this man or woman completed you, and you used to hide behind it. I feel like in this hour right now, is that God is kind of removing things away from people, so that people can actually realize just exactly who and what they are, because you're needed, okay, and you're needed individually. You're needed for your uniqueness. You're needed for your individual identity. You're not needed because you're married with a man or woman and we both became the same person. No, honey, that's the law of the land. That's the law of the land, baby. Okay, that is not working in the spiritual realm. Okay, if Johnny is gonna get fucked up, which is your husband, the spirit is gonna fuck up Johnny. You're not gonna get fucked up because you're married to him. Now the law of the land, or we're gonna say the no, excuse me, not the law of the land, because we're getting to tarot. We're getting maritime, honey. Technically, the maritime law said that when you're married, if they come for John, they coming for you too, Peggy Sue. They coming for you too, bitch. If they coming for John, they come for your ass too, girl. But when it comes to the spiritual world, baby, you're separate from John. You're separate from Pegasus. You're separate from these energies. You're going to be judged and put into places based on your actions, not, your partners or your friends and all that. And so, either way, you guys, 30 days. Those who get 30 days work, and I'm probably going to do this up until the summertime, those who get 30 days, their rituals are done at 30 days. And of course, I think I'm going to drop that down too, because I believe that's 750 to like 1500, depending on the type of work that you're doing. 30 days of energy work. And of course, I'm done with this. I'm actually going to put this in because I thought of this last night. I was like, I'm going to do this. So 30 days. If you don't see any type of results even start to show up, if you don't start to see any type of, hell, even it being, totally resolved, because there's times that we've done work with people and started the work and they already started to see the results. And, trust me, I ain't worried about people lying and saying they ain't seeing shit. Because you talk about real spirituality, baby. That's me. So I ain't worried about people lying and saying that they ain't see nothing just to get this, what I'm going to say right now. Because, baby, we will present evidence that you did see something. Hello? We will definitely present evidence that something did come into fruition. Hello? Because we're allowing the Holy Spirit to direct what I'm about to say right now. Hello? 30 days. I'm going to do work with you. And in these 30 days, if you don't see something or it doesn't fully manifest, I'm willing to give back half of what you sent over. No questions asked to do the work. And the reason I'm doing half is because the money that I get for spiritual work, I use to buy the supplies. Someone I know was like, well, don't you have candles and stuff? Yeah, I do. But that's for specific workings. And of course, a lot of times if people do need some type of work and I already have the candle for that work, I will say, hey, normally I charge this amount for this work, but hey, instead of me doing 350, we could do, 220 or two whatever. And that's because I already kind of have some of the supplies. But that's why. So really, honestly, truly, what you will be covering is just the supplies. Okay. And maybe a little bit of my time, maybe just a little bit. But that's how we're going to do that, honey. We're going to do it to where 30 days, you're not seeing anything, right? 30 days of us working together, you're not seeing anything come into fruition. You're going to get back half of your tea. I stand on what I stand on. I believe what I believe. And that's what made me kind of want to do this because, like I said, I've talked to people who I felt like were spiritual, who I felt like had some type of spiritual power, and something goes down, and they're like, I don't know what it is, and they start blaming the people, they start blaming the job, and I'm just like, wait a minute. So you're not asking God for help? And then why I did, and it's just like, so I'm confused, and so who are you praying to? Who are you connecting to? What energies are you tapping into when you're lighting your candles? Because I want to make something very clear to people out here. You're fake. You're a charlatan. You're fraudulent. You're a liar. If you're lighting candles and you're praying and you're asking for things out of your mouth and you have not seen the results within 30 days of you doing that, you're a liar. You're not doing what you're doing. You're not tapping into what you think you're tapping into. And I say this very respectfully because something shows you. There's times I did work for things, John. This is why a lot of people back in the day would say, do your work and forget about it. Because that's how you know that the work is actually being done. There's times I did work and I forgot I did work and something happened. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? God is being good to me right now. What's manifesting? Oh my God, what's going on? And something after this happens, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, oh my God, this is that spell I did that manifested. Oh my God, this is that workings that I did that manifested. Oh my God. And it blows my mind. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, why are you wasting money on candles and incense and oils and mixtures of magical novelty items if your results are not coming through? I couldn't possibly do spiritual work for something for an extended period of time and that's past 30 days consistently and not see anything come into motherfucking fruition. At that point, bitch, I'm denouncing my spirituality. Because that means there's no power there. That means there's no power in that space. And it's not about the spirits telling you that you don't deserve what it is that you have because you are divinity. Hello, you are divine. Okay, and I want to leave that with you because see that's how I say a lot of people unless you are not a human unless you're playing a role, and I don't believe that. I met people that are soulless and that are really not tapped in, but you know it. You know I can sense fakeness from a mile away, girl. You know you're real when you have flesh and blood and you got the spirit that's activated within you. You know when something's motherfucking fake and someone is fake. That's why they say common sense is not so common. Common sense is not common sense, girl. If you don't have the spirit within you, girl, it's not common to you. That's why everybody don't have common sense because their spiritual motherfucking data ain't got one. Respectfully, y'all, and y'all know, I speak out of a place of love. I'm a tough lover. You know, I love the fact when I was a kid and my parents and some of my relatives they disciplined me. I love the fact that they were so tough with me. And after it was over and done, they would say, this hurt me more than it hurt you. And I didn't understand that. I'd be like, well, if it hurt you more like that, why did you beat my ass? If it hurt you more than it hurt, if it hurt you more than it hurt me, how the fuck did you sit there and whoop my ass then, girl? But now that I'm older and I start to see how the world moved, I say they didn't have a mama or daddy to whoop their motherfucking ass. They didn't have a relative to put them on punishment. Because when they are not disciplined, they act like wild motherfucking animals. They act uncivilized. They don't act uncivilized because they're from the ghetto. They act uncivilized because their mom and daddy didn't whoop their motherfucking ass and put their motherfucking feet up their motherfucking ass. Respectfully. And we're not talking about getting beaten, because that's different. That's called abuse. We're not talking about getting beaten. We're talking about being disciplined. My mom would give us gifts and she would watch us. And I didn't know this until she actually told this to me a couple of years ago. My mom would know what gifts we wanted. She would buy us these gifts and she would watch how we would act. And when we got in trouble, guess what the first thing she did? She removed those fucking gifts out of our motherfucking place because she knew that was going to drive us nuts. Like, oh my God, she took away my Connect 4. Oh my God, she took away my Uno game. Yeah, she took away the fucking Yahtzee game. Like, oh my, are you fucking kidding me? Like, girl. And worse to worse, girl, she would even hide movies. Because she like, oh girl, you're not about to sit here and watch the motherfucking movies neither when you're on punishment. She hit the fucking movies, bitch. So it's like discipline is not always whooping asses neither. It's knowing what these kids like and taking away. But see, y'all don't do that. And that's why you got fucking 4 or 5 year olds and even 12 year olds that are 6 feet under the ground right now who get taken the fuck up out of here because they got a disrespectful ass motherfucking mouth because the parents want to beat their motherfucking ass and now somebody else did. Respectfully. And I say that very humbly. There are a lot of kids that, and it's unfortunate, that are gone. I knew quite a few that got exiled up out of here because they had a mouth on them. And they thought they can step to other grown teenagers or adults a certain way and talk about I'm gonna come back with my gun and I'm gonna shoot you. And before they even got out the place, they got shot. And my condolences to those family because baby, that kind of devastated a lot of stuff because just so happened that the little boy that got taken out, the person that took this little boy out was friends with a cousin of mine, and then the boy that got taken out was friends with another cousin of mine. So it was like a double-sided fucking sad situation. But this is why you got to discipline your children. And I would always hear this from my stepdad that if you don't discipline your child, the streets will. And it's a true statement. People don't whoop their kids, and the kids, you know, the kids get done up by other people, and it's unfortunate. Um, I forgot what the hell I was going to look up right now because we got into that conversation. Um, damn. Oh well. If we come back, it comes back, honey. Tangible T, y'all. Going into, like I said, you know, spirituality and becoming who you are and knowing what it is that you want, and not settling. 30 days. 30 days. And maybe before I get off here completely, it'll come up. If not, like I said, we'll leave where it's at, honey. And that thing that I just mentioned, that was a very sad situation as well. But anyway, let me see. My mom, she would see what we like. She would discipline us. Okay, it's still not coming up. Oh well, it is what it is, honey. Um, yeah, so we're just gonna leave that there. You guys, it will be on the blog spot today before 7 p.m. And like I said, before I get into my workings, I always tell people I like to prepare myself for the workings that we're doing. And so that's why I said I'm not concerned about people lying about what they had or what they didn't have because, baby, before we get into the work, I'm going to get inside on the work anyway. Before I get into the work, I'm going to get into the work anyway. I'm going to get inside on what is going on. And so, we got to make note of it. And of course, you're not going to, unless you're paying for a reading before the work, you're not going to get insight on what I'm getting insight on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the work. And as we have our little updates, you're going to tell me what's going on. And then, of course, we're going to make note of all these conversations, right? And then when it's said and done, and of course, I'm not giving you all the tea, but when it's said and done, when the final's there, you're going to probably finish the message up and you're going to say, hey, I thought I was seeing blah, 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 but just so happened, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, what are you doing then? Because actuality, we went back into the notes and it showed that you were actually seeing something in as little as 22 to 48 hours of us doing the work. You want them in the full 24 hours and you're already starting to see something. So now all of a sudden that the work is about to be done, mysteriously you didn't see nothing. And of course, after that, I'm not going to jump into that, y'all, because it's not about me, making you feel right or wrong. We're going to see, what exactly, is going on, and we're going to rectify it. And of course, once again, if it's not there, baby, it is what it is. Here you go. No questions asked. Here's half your tea bag. God bless you. Keep it pushing. Okay. Going into this as well, y'all, I'm going to put together something. I'm going to put together a video. I'm going to put together something with feedback about things over the years. I'm going to put together like a little collage, y'all. And it's going to be like a thank you video. But also in this thank you video, you're also going to see people, because people be like, girl, the only reviews I've seen about this bitch's work is on pissed off consumers and stuff, right? And they were saying all this. And of course, there's people that don't support me. But I'm like, girl, it's because they're in my inbox. And on top of that, you think if I wasn't getting any customers, I would still be on YouTube? Because I'm not a YouTube partner. You think that if the money stopped, that I would still be on YouTube begging for attention and people to watch me and shit? Girl, that's like milking a dry well. Girl, that's like milking a turnip and expecting to get milk from a turnip. Girl, that's like milking a cow and expecting gold to come out the nipples. Like, excuse me? Like, girl, excuse me. People have, and going into what I was going to say, people have gotten work done, y'all. And I haven't heard from them. I haven't seen no updates from them. And like 3 years will go by, 2 years will go by, maybe even sometimes a year. And they would say, hey, I want to tell you something. You probably don't remember me because it's a whole nother email address because my other email address my man had got access to. Mind you, this person didn't have a man prior. This person was single. And let's say their example was, I want to manifest a man. I want a man that's going to love me, blah, 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 blah. I have a man in particular. I don't know if he's the one for me, but let's do this working. And so they will manifest this man and things will go left, right, for whatever reason. And then what happens is they will reach out to me. When everything is going good, they didn't say, hey, thank you, Mystic. Thank you, Persia. Thank you, Fallon. Thank you, cocksucking tranny. Thank you, nigga in a wig. They didn't say any of these things, right? I'm just, we're calling it how it is. They didn't say any of this. I got my man. Thank you for helping me manifest. It feels good to have this person, blah, 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 blah. When shit start going left, a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, now it's my man and we're not in good situations right now. Um, so I was hoping you can help me work this out. And I'll be like, wait, what? So wait a minute. You came to me to get work done. You got what you need, and you just said kiss my ass from the left side, which I'm okay with that too because you paid for the work. But you didn't give me no update. You didn't say anything about anything that it all worked out. Things were not, you know what I mean? Like just so I can have insight on what was done and what wasn't done. You know what I mean? Just because. And now because the shit has gotten worse or it has went to a whole nother area, you're reaching out to me. And of course, I've still offered assistance in situations like that. But these are reviews that you're not going to see. In the inbox with the dates, yes, because of course emails keep the dates. So when the screenshots are put out there, the names will be covered. You're going to see the dates. You're going to see the dates from 2016 and stuff, y'all. And that's 10 years ago. You're going to see the dates of people emailing, talking about their results. You're going to see email and feedbacks about people in other countries that was in other cultures that spoke different languages that had issues within their household and it was fixed by a tranny ass witch. Because see, I always say, bitch, you don't got to prove a fuck ass thing to anybody. Because the only people that got to see proof are the ones that want to try to show up and show out. And that's why I tell people, girl, I move in modesty. I'm a very modest person. Bitch, if you don't believe in the work that I do, if you don't believe in what the abilities that I have, girl, you choose to be spiritually deaf, dumb, and mute. And there's no shade with that. You choose to be that. Because, baby, all it takes is for you to apply any type of knowledge that I've given you to your life, and you're going to see something change. You're going to see something shift. If you're going to say, Mystic, you said this and I did that and it didn't work out for me, it's because you are spiritually dead. And it's okay to say that. It's okay to say that respectfully. And I say that because, of course, like I said, I let spirit guide me. When I get in, I do work for people, and I want to clarify this to people. I charge for my time, not the work that is being done. Because, of course, the same token, I can meet someone as an adult entertainer and get paid $2,500 by having an hour session with them, maybe even a day session with them, and it be done. I don't have to see them again, hear from them again, or anything. And I make $2,500. I've done work with people. I've done work for people for 30 days for only fucking $550, and you know what I mean. They have their results, and this was 30 days of dealing with the nagging and all that stuff. But of course, I'm okay with that because I know that comes with the work. So I just want to clarify that it's never about profit for me. It's always about results for me. I want to help people and see people get where they need to get to. And when I say that, I stand on that. Because whether you are an atheist or you don't believe in that, baby, you can always reach out to me to get work, to have a conversation, to see where it's at. Are there any spoof videos out there about Mystic Persia? Outside of other hateful ass wannabe witches that ain't got no motherfucking power? Because remember, one of the girls got into it with me because they were clowning her. They made a whole song about her. I'm laughing at the song, and people got upset about it. Do y'all remember that? For those who've been here for some time, y'all remember I found out somebody sent me a whole nother side of YouTube where a person made a song about somebody being a scammer. They even included clips of them saying shit that was very scamish. Hello? Which, by the way, it was stored into the archives. So the bitch ever wanna, I'm taking this bitch to court. It's coming up in the court too, girl. It's getting put in the deposition. Hello? And that's what I kept saying even years ago. But either way, they got offended because we were laughing at it. Like, girl, they actually spoofed you. They did a spoofing on you, girl, because you're not that one. And then y'all go online and go to Pissed Off Consumers and make a fake ass review talk about that I'm selling piss in a bottle and shit. Like, girl, what? And now you got people even running with that outside of YouTube, where they're like, "Oh, girl, she be selling piss and shit." To people who pays for that. Girl, when I used to do golden showers to people respectfully, because I'm a part of the BDSM lifestyle, girl, that was a $2,000 set. I've never sold no bottle of oil or anything to people for $2,000. Can anybody ever present to me? Because I have my contracts for my BDSM too, girl. And there's one thing about me, two things for sure. Mystic don't cut herself short. If I'm offering in the BDSM lifestyle $2,000 for a session for me to golden shower or skedaddle pedaddle you, why in the fuck would I get on YouTube and sell that same shit for $250 or $50 or $20 or $10? Can we talk about it for a minute? But I say that dumb people lead dumb people. People that are weird attract weird people and they believe in that weird shit. People that don't have brain cells to think for themselves, they attract other people who don't have brain cells to think for themselves. And there you go. And that's how they be winning y'all over. And but either way, going back into it originally, the emails, like I said, people were saying stuff in these emails, and of course, people are like, "Well, I don't see the reviews and all that." But we're gonna show that. That's how I'm gonna do the video. You're gonna see in this from 10 years ago, people talking about stuff, and we're talking about government, governor electees. Is that what it's called? Electorals, electees, what they call the people that run for governors and stuff and mayors and shit, and they win the position. Hello? We're going to show those emails. We're going to cover up the names. We're going to cover up the cities and states if they have the information in there. But you're going to see, y'all, from 10 years ago, what Mystic Purge motherfucker did. You wanted the reviews. You wanted to see what's going on. You want to see who in the fuck I tapped into and helped out. You're going to see it. You're going to see Christian, straight woman get help from a tranny ass, cocksucking ass nigga in a wig. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not getting the work done with a man who loves to fuck with other men because they got homosexual spirits. Well, baby, you're going to see this homosexual spirit manifest women with real men with real businesses. That went from welfare recipient to multi-motherfucking millionaire with my help and guidance spiritually for 18 motherfucking months. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see in this thank you video people that lived in other countries that didn't even speak English that probably would hang me for being who I am. Not only brown skin, but also a motherfucking LGBT person get their motherfucking results. And respectfully, I'm also going to show a video of or a response of an Indian woman from India who allegedly did not get her work done. Her name started with a D, who did not get her results on the work. And mama, you're also gonna see in those response, y'all. And I'm gonna dig back on this because I'm gonna show the good and the bad. Where mama was like, "You told me that this man was gonna come back, and he didn't come back, and fuck you, bitch, or you're not this." And y'all, she was letting me have it. She was letting me have it. And y'all gonna see my responses to her because I think she would come in my life and she would say shit too. And y'all gonna see my responses because mama kept switching the story up. Mama said that she was meeting this man and she really loved this man, but this man didn't love her. Or so, it was something along these lines, y'all, because this was like, 10 years ago. It could have been 11 years now. But this man loved her, and or she wanted this man, but he wasn't really coming around like that. And at first they did like each other, but he wanted to keep his distance from her. It was something along that line, and she wanted this man to come back. And so we did the reading, and of course I clarified to her, yes, I do see this energy matching up, blah 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 blah, but this have to change. And so she was like, but how do I do that? And of course I'm telling her. And then I'm like, oh, well, we're gonna do the workings together. I'm gonna do the workings together. I pulled out my armor, put out my spiritual armor, girl. Because like, she's an Indian sister, and so this would be amazing. I'm gonna help my Indian sister in India help her man, get her man, right? And y'all, you're gonna gag at this, y'all. And so we do the working, and she's like, as we're doing this working, things are coming up. And I'm telling her this is a good sign, right? When you do workings on somebody energetically and things start to change, this is something, it's good. This is good energy, right? Things are being worked out. And so I guess the energy's coming up and then it goes down, right? She's like, yeah, I'm noticing that, I'm being completely ignored. I've been blocked. I think it even got into a situation where either he called the police or he called his mother-in-law or something. It was something, y'all. It was something to that degree. But it was like maybe like 2 months in, and she's like, I don't think he's coming back. And I told her, like, girl, you got to be really on your shit. And this one kind of gagged me too, where I thought it was a trolling situation. Because I'm like, girl, how do you not know this? How do you not know about mantras and shit and yantras and all? How do you not know about purifying one's mind to get your results? How do you not know this, babe? And so either way, y'all, I didn't hear from this lady for like 2 or 3 months. I'm like, okay, well, she got what she needed because mama's keeping her shit. I even did a little bit of insight reading. And, Spirit is like, this man is still around, but she's like going, like she's doing something psychotically that's making this energy not come through. And so I remember I asked her, like, hey, what are you up to? What are you doing? And girl, I was met with the energy of, bitch, fuck you. And you said he was coming back and he's not here. Where's he at? Where's he at? Where the man at? Like, girl, like, I was like, girl, listen, ma'am, go back. Like, baby, listen, y'all, I think this was like a good year. We were going back and forth with this. Like, ma'am, are you kidding me? Like, the work was done. Girl, I think I did that work for like $188. And it could have been even $88 I did that work for. Are you kidding me, bitch? I did a love work for you for 88 motherfucking dollars. And on top of that, gave you a motherfucking reading. And you think I did it for the money? Girl, $88, girl. Girl, that's a 30-minute session, bitch. Respectfully. That's a 30-minute session, girl, of just us talking the fuck out of here. And then I'm also a believer that money is energy. So when people send you money to do something and you don't do that work, or you don't do that work fully, like they fully gave you that money, that spirit fuck you over. And that's how I tell people respectfully, when I see these spirituals going through it and now I got to close my business and I filed bankruptcy and all that, because you're a scammer. Because you're a scammer. That's why. You're a scammer, babe. You got the money, and instead of doing what you should have been doing with that money, you started fucking over the people. And that's how you cannot move. You cannot move into an area of those who feed you, you bite the hand. Because when you bite the hand that feeds you, you don't get fed no more, or you get half-ass fed. And so I believe in the spirit. I believe in the higher power that I connect to. And I believe that when you're blessed, you're supposed to do something with that blessing. And I believe that when people are giving you something to do a job, and this is why I don't support companies and businesses who don't give a fuck about my dollar. When I pay you for a service and you half-ass do the service, but I fully gave you the money, regardless of what it was a $20. If you did a $20 special and I sent you 20 motherfucking of my her motherfucking dollars, and you half-ass do the work, and I fully did, and I half-ass give you the money, bitch, I be damn girl, that $20 is gonna turn into $2 million, and all your business is gonna come crumbling down. And that's what y'all gotta motherfucking realize. So you be seeing these people out here, and y'all, my business ain't doing too good, and somebody must have did this and that. No, bitch. The clients who paid you, what did you do with that money? Hello? What did you do with that money? The clients that paid you? Hello? What did you do? And that's what I be telling y'all. I be caught up in doing so much stuff, y'all, respectfully as a Gemini, as an air sign individual. And we're gonna say that how it is. That a lot of times if people pay for a lot of services, like people have bought like 6 classes at a time, if I've not fully given you all your classes, do not hesitate to reach out and say, hey, you still owe me this class. You still owe me. Don't hesitate to do that. Because it's not that I want to keep the money you send me. Oh, bitch, fuck you. You gave me my money and now I'm going to keep it. Like, girl, no shade, girl. I have a lot of trades underneath my sleeve. There's a lot of things that I've studied to become. There's a lot of things that I could have my hands in that I don't, respectfully. So, like I said, it's not always only about the money. That's not my main objective. Like, it's really not. Like, I really do these things because I really want to see people grow. And of course, if one person know, 10 people know, if 10 people know, 100 people know, if 100 people know, 1,000 people know, if 1,000 people know, 100,000 know, and it keeps growing. And that's what I believe. If I'm planting seeds that are authentic seeds, oh, come on in here. See, a lot of people not ready for this type of teaching because I got to close this out. If I'm planting authentic seeds that is non-GMO seeds, that means non-biodegradable or non-bioengineered. That means that it came only from God. It came only from the source. When I plant that seed and that seed is germinated, come on in here. It starts to grow another plant, and then the fruit that comes from that tree or from that plant now has a seed that can also bear, and it just keeps spreading and spreading and spreading and spreading and spreading. And before you know it, that baby, there's fruits from that originally started here that's way over there. That's why I say you cannot convince me since the motherfucking 1970s that authentically the conscious community, the black conscious community, has been speaking true tea, and we haven't seen a fuck ass thing change. You cannot convince me. And what I even want to do, and I know this is going to be a real big thing because this is why I really haven't talked about it, but Spirit said, baby, you got to talk about it. I'm going to do something special to point out some things that are kind of obvious to those who have eyes to see. These people have been playing a cold, nasty game with these people for all these years. They've been playing a cold, nasty game with these people. There's people like the Bobbies and stuff, honey, that came out with some tea, and I was one of those people that was like, ooh, they really got some good tea. But they never gave credit to the white people that they got it from. They never gave credit to the white man or the white woman that they got it from, because it was a group of them. And I watched something unfold like a deja vu when I stumbled across this YouTube channel years ago. And it was like two white people that were like clearly like Irish or Scottish. And they even had like the little bit of the Scottish and Irish accent. And they're now starting to bring in the Indian accent, and they started saying the Manipura and the chakra, and they start speaking like this. And I'm from South India, and I started doing the movements, and we start doing the energetic work and the yoga and the Manipura and the Vayaga and this and that. And I was like, this is giving me a deja vu of something. So you go to India, y'all go backpack hiking and shit to India, because that's what you do. You start trekking. They call it trekking. You start trekking, and come on in here, Spirit. There's one thing about me, two things for sure. Ganesha reveals all things to people who need to see it. Hello? Hello? Bitch, one thing about me and my motherfucking dare cheese girl, you can't pull a fuck ass thing over their motherfucking eyes. See, you might be able to pull something over my eyes, but you can't hide shit from motherfucking Ganesha. You can't hide shit from motherfucking Yeshua. You can't hide shit from motherfucking Oshun and Santa Muerte, bitch. You can't hide things from Lady of Guadalupe. You can't hide things from these energies, boo. Bitch, hello? So you backtracking, nasty as fuck, sweaty as fuck, all the way down from your homeland. You made your way into India. You start loving the street food, and you say, you know what, baby? I think we're gonna settle here. So you look at each other. You said, well, I mean, what do we got to do to settle here? And of course, you start using your, tea, your European privilege. and you start getting information. You start siphoning energy from up there to down there, and then you start learning the ways of the people. You even started like acting like you were speaking like Sanskrit, or you were learning Gujarati, or you were learning Hindi and shit, right? Because there's so many languages over there, Urdu, Pashto, and all that. And you started like learning some words. You started picking up how these people are talking, and all of a sudden you got their accent. Now we think that you're a white Indian speaking person, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, I'm going to teach the Western world about Hindu energy and the Devyas because I am this and that. And now because I'm white, they're going to take it from me. No, that's not true. Baby, I'm sorry. Not true, respectfully. Love my white folks. Love it. Related to white people. Love them, honey. Dated white people. Hello, got white DNA. I have white semen in me. Yeah, no shade. Honey, no shade. Let's be honest here. No tea, no shade. We got to call a spade a motherfucking spade, though, babe. And so they thought they were gonna get on here and they were gonna teach people about the Western world, about the Eastern stuff and the Hindustani stuff, and it didn't work out. But of course, I thought to myself, they're gonna use people that are not really connected to, and they're gonna start their own little private organization, and they're gonna try to push this information out through that way. And of course, they have not fully surfaced yet, but it's coming. And so that's how I saw with the black stuff and the black spirituality and stuff, the Negro spirituals and all that, which these black conscious people want to spew out, like the purple pills and the yellow pills and the Dashiki Raturas and the Mama Fingas and the Babuna Fanias and all that. You know what I mean? And so, they get up and they act like they so Negro spiritual and they African, this and that, but the attire that they wear is very Hindustani. It's not Africa, girl. They don't wear that in Africa like that, girl. They don't wear their head pieces of shit like that and their tikis and all that, girl. They don't do that over there in Africa, girl. That's very Indian, honey. Even the Ethiopians don't wear it like that. But when you're multicultural, you know that. When you date other cultures and you go and eat at their places and you go to their temples, you understand how the spirits and stuff move, the identity of people move. But when you're not culturally educated, like a lot of American people are not, they don't understand that there are black Spanish speaking people out there. They do not understand that Hispanic and Latino doesn't mean European or motherfucking indigenous looking, in the sense of they look like they're Apache or Navajo Indian. They also have Negro, Latino, and Hispanic people too. Bitch, don't get it motherfucking twisted. Hello? But when you're American, it shocks you and say it's a black man that speaks Spanish or it's a white woman that speaks Spanish. And it's like, girl, there's white people in motherfucking Spanish speaking countries, girl. Just like there's the fact you got more African Americans in America that's not even African descendants than you have that are not. And what I mean by that is you got more white people and other people that are connected to Africa within the past 100 years. Okay, South African, if you want to be nasty, that are actually considered African Americans, why these Negroes here are not. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Hello. And they fighting with these people and shit over there in Georgia, because that's where they at. Most of them are in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida too. Girl, they got them down there. Y'all think that a lot of these racists and KKK shit that they got in America still are still from the KKK, the white people, girl. Girl, the South Africans done took over. And they've been trying to bring the North Africans into other parts of the world. The Algerians, the Moroccans, and all that, girl, they're trying to bring them in other parts of the world, girl, where they, but I will say this about the North Africans, they are still a little respectful to people of melanation, honey. These South African folks, they don't give a fuck about none of you hoes, not even themselves, bitch. Hello? No tea. No shade, but all tea. Anyway. But these people got their information. And like I said, I'm going to do something on it because, of course, Spirit revealed some things to me. And I have to even look up names because the names came to me too. And I even had a dream about one of the persons. I was like, ooh, it's interesting. Why would he show up? And that's what it was. So it was his information. His information got sold out because he thought he was an upper echelon Negro. We're going to call it how it is. Can we call it how it is, bitch? Can we speak how it is? He thought he was an upper echelon house nigga. And he thought he was better than Indians and everybody. It sounded like, well, he is a little, he does have some Creole in him. So I guess he could talk about, and it's like, okay, he Creole. Okay, Creole. Shout out to my Creole people out there. Shout out, honey. Hello. And so, and my Creole people, like, Louisiana Creole, not Haitian Creole. Shout out to my Haitian people out there too, honey. But anyway, the spirits are not happy with y'all. My Haitian brothers and sisters, the spirits are not happy with y'all. But let me get up off of that. And so either way, they're getting insight and stuff, and from this Negro, this house Negro. And so this house Negro, they're promising him an education, they're promising him a sponsorship, but he has to tell them about his Negro spirituality. And so, of course, he's breaking it down. Like, he's like writing shit out for me. My grandma, my Negro grandma, she used to tell us that we would have to blank, 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 blank. And they're like, what kind of language is that? And he's like, I don't know. It's some jibber jabber shit. He was being cute and stuff, girl. He thought he was being real cute. Telling these white folks about the African Negro spirituality, girl. Girl, this man thought he was just the fishiest thing that walked in it. Girl, he thought he was going to have an upper hand on the Negroes. Girl, and they took him out like they took all the other Negroes out that were sellouts. Girl, that's the first, girl. When you're a Negro sellout, girl, that's the first, girl, they go for you, girl. Now they do a little different when you're a Negro sellout. When you're a Negro sellout, now they put you in jail for like 75 plus years. When you're a Negro sellout and you go against what they wanted to learn and they use you for information, then they take you out. Now they gotta like really show an example of you, because the easy way is just to take you off this planet. But if you don't have nobody who don't care about you, you don't have no loving mom or dad or no loving sister or no child that really care about you, they lock you up for a long time, because they say, girl, you're gonna suffer there versus there, because you're better off dead than you are alive anyway, but you don't have a mama and daddy and a husband or wife that support you like that. No shade. So girl, they're like, girl, let's just let's drag out the misery. And so either way, girl, they start taking this information and they start cycling it through. And then some people got their hands on it. They were like, you know what? I really want to get my hands on that. I feel like that's a whole other area of tea. And of course, we even see this in examples of like Joe Biden in it, which we're not going to get into because, people, we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into the Joe Biden-ism, because that's something we could tap into and definitely break it down for you what Negro spirituality was connected to Joe Biden, and now he got fucked up, and then how he even brought Kamala Harris in. Because see, all that shit go hands in hand. But idiots don't see shit like that. They just go by what they say. No, not idiots. Excuse me. I take that back. Well, you know better, but you choose not to seek better. Oh, for the sake of me, and it's just gonna help me, I want this person. Okay, girl, right. But it's about the safety and security of not just you, but also the future. If the future is not safe and secure, bitch, it's not gonna motherfucking happen. And that's that, girl. God has spoken. God run this show, girl. You don't. God run this show. You don't. And so either way, they started getting the information out, and then you have this scholar of people where they start saying mystery schools. And my understanding of what a mystery school was like, AMRC, RCLVE, something like that. I thought these are mystery schools, and GORs and HRT, HRTM, I thought these are mystery schools, girl, where you either have to be a part of the bloodline, because they got that from the people over there, that whole idea that you have to be born into it. You can't be taught it outside the bloodline. And if you are taught it outside the bloodline, you got to pay a lot of money to get into it. They want you to pay for that knowledge, right? And so I'm sitting there thinking like, well, how did these broke ass people learn that? How did these broke ass people, impoverished ass people learn about the mystery school, right? But like I said, I'm gonna digress, because maybe they're the professors of the mystery school shit, but no, they're not, because originally they got it from the Negroes, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s. They did get it from the Negroes then. And then they even kind of let some of the Negro energy follow over into like 1926, 1920, 1924, excuse me, 1924. And when 1924, they said, girl, this is an era that has to be ended, because something in 1932 started to shift. And then so what they started doing is black folks more Negroes started being born, and they started, hey, I will learn about spirituality. Well, listen, we could show you the truth, the whole truth, but the truth, so help God, shall help you. So let me teach you a little something, something. And then, of course, they started pimping the game out to people. Christian pastors and ministers, pimps. These are spiritual pimps, girl. That's why God be taking them out first, girl. No shade, girl. That's why God is teaching the church a lesson right now, too, by the way. But what they did was They sat there and they taught these young Negroes about certain shit. Like, hey, you're gonna be something. I believe in you. You're intelligent. I'm gonna instill this information because you're an intelligent Negro. You're an intelligent Negro. And so what they started doing is they started teaching them the knowledge about their own people. But they didn't give them the whole truth because see, if people knew who they were and what they could tap into, because there's white people that have these energies on them too now, because of course I feel like after 1960s, if you're born like after 1960s, I think that spirits before that have to come down and see what it's like to be on the other side of things and to, gain more of a perspective. So I think that a lot of white folk a lot of white folks right now are actually Negroes in the spirit. And that's why y'all don't understand how a prissy looking white woman could date a ghetto ass black man, or you don't understand how a prissy ass white woman who looked like she about to call you the N-word could be so humble, so respectful to people of color, and even going into like people like the Princess Dianas and stuff, y'all. Hello? Do we need to talk about it? Hello? Do we need to talk about it? And so we know that America has a lot of issues with blood being shed and curses being placed upon people. And a lot of you don't think that your ancestors got vengeance, but they did. And so you have a lot of white folks that are stuck in this realm right now with Negro spirit, and they're so fucking confused. Okay. And so either way, they got information on some tea, and they started to say, oh my God, this is going to be epic. Because we know something more than the greater black folk know. And of course, this information went two ways, by the way, because that's always how it go. And I'm really gonna be done after this, y'all, because this could go on for hours. What ended up happening was this information came out in two ways, and we had this information split up in two different diasporias. Hello. So, oh, excuse me, we have three paths. We have people that took this information and they started to pimp it out to their own people. So you're going to have to pay for a seminar. You're going to have to pay for a webinar when you could barely afford to pay for housing. You have people that were getting government cheese and going to these seminars paying money. These are not free sets for everybody. Hello. Some people said, no, they were doing free seminar stuff. Yeah, let me see. And you went to a free seminar, you have to pay for a book. You have to pay for a book. And that's why a lot of them were also on the corners giving out free pamphlets and shit too, because that was their way of indoctrinating you and brainwashing you with the shit I'm about to say right now. And so this information went two ways. You had the people that wanted to pimp out and use information to keep black folk in the world, primarily the East Coast, in an array of confusion. And so you had all these people talking, I'm powerful, I'm black, I'm beautiful, I'm golden. And they were still fucking treated like motherfucking animals and farm workers. They were still treated like animals and farm workers. And all that spirituality. What they say, all that power. What did Kanye West say, girl? All that, what you gonna do with all that power? Yeah, they ain't got it, girl. They took it away. They sold you out. They sold y'all out, girl. They sold y'all out, and you got to thank these people. You got to thank these leaders that were learning this information in the '60s and the '70s, and then they start doing their own thing in the '80s and the '90s and the early 2000s, and doing seminars and webinars and blacks are gods and shit. You got to owe that to them, girl. And so what ended up happening was, respectfully, is that this information started being split. So you had people that took this information and they tried to pimp it back out to their people. But then you had a very few amount of people, and unfortunately, some of them did not stick around because, I always say there's always originals and then there's prototypes. There's people that come out with information and they're bullied. They're not mentally, like, it could have been their upbringing, it could have been their trauma that they've dealt with. It could have been even life circumstances where they cannot handle the general public calling them crazy. Like, bro, this bro is fucking crazy. Especially if you look a certain way, they're gonna say, "Ooh, you're crazy. You're weird." They can't handle that. And so they just stopped doing it. They stopped talking about it. They go into the shadows. And of course, some of these people have reached out to me over the years, but they don't do public, social media, or they don't do anything public. And then, of course, some of them have also passed away through things that could have been changed with their diet. And that's one thing I learned about spirits. When spirit's giving you knowledge, spirit also understands that your energy in the body, because the body is just as relevant as the spirit when it comes to spirit interacting with you, unless it's demonic energy that wants you out of here. When you're working with spirits of a higher position, they want to feed your flesh so that way the spirit can get what the message is. And of course, you're going to change the way that you walk, talk, eat, sleep, and consume things in this world, right? Because everything's about assumption and consumption. Hello? Can we talk about it? And so you have a lot of people that have this information that is no longer here through their own doing or through their diet. And so either way, you have the people, to the right of that have come out and they got this information and they're actually not pimping it out to the people. We're not going to say who and what these people are because, girl, I don't want to, get caught up in shit like that. But it went the right way. And you have some people that fall in the middle. And of course, it didn't work out because they tried to challenge the people that taught them the information. We're not going to get into that too. Younger people that tried to, come out as if I'm more intelligent than these older folks. And girl, you're spewing their knowledge. And of course, it was revealed that some of them people did come forward. They were taught this stuff by Jewish people. And what they call it is the Takian Jewish. Hold on, what those Jewish people call? Akasian? What are those Jewish people called? What are the white Jewish people called? Is it Akkadian? Is it no, not Akkadian, girl. It sounds like Akkadian. Hold on. Hold on, honey. Let's get into this. Because girl, I am gonna give you one piece of the tea. I am gonna give you one piece of the tea. Hold on. I am gonna give you one piece of the crumb. Hello! And let me tell you, these people are some sneaky ass people too. Oh, it's called Ashkenazi. The Ashkenazi Jewish. See, these are the white folks. See how people ain't gonna like this type of teaching, very similar to what they did in Palestine in our current age. See, they're not gonna like these type of teachings, girl, and I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a fuck. You don't like it? You don't like it. The Ashkenazi Jewish people, not all of them, the people that stood behind us, these are the ones that taught these Negroes about their Negro spirituality. Hello? And so they think they got knowledge and that was taught that Tahiti and Tapiti and the gods are black and this and that and da 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 da. Well, you know who really have the information, baby? And I'm gonna drop that T too. So you don't have to. So baby, I'm gonna drop that T too. Because people that's how we saying too. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna open the curtains. Because what they say, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't force the horse to drink. I can't force you to drink, but I'm gonna definitely show you where the water is at. I'm gonna open the blinds back. I'm gonna do what they say. We're in Revelations. Oh, come on in here. It's time that the gods and goddesses awaken. It's time that we get out the bullshit. It's time that we stop playing with that. It's time that the real gods and goddesses awaken. It's time that the real gods and goddesses awaken. The ones who claim to be gods and goddesses that were supposedly allegedly awakened, they got taken the fuck up out of here. Respectfully, they got moved out of the way. They were not eating like gods and goddesses. They were not consuming energy like gods and goddesses. They were fucking with tainted ass, demonic ass pigs. And it got them the fuck up out of here. Respectfully, honey. And I say this very respectfully. I want you to understand that. But these people got the information on your Negro ass because, of course, it was archived and kept away over there in the motherfucking South. Yeah, and I think it's South Carolina. Don't quote me. They have a whole motherfucking museum of the history of black folks and stuff in America, by the way. Hello? In the South Carolina, because I think that's where they were moving the people over there, the Geechee people from South Carolina in 1800s over there to Africa, the Sierra Leone area. And now you got people now saying that that's where your bloodline is shaped out. They have you doing Ancestral 23andMe, and you find out you're West African. Well, duh! Because in the 1800s, they were exchanging African Negroes for American Negroes. And so these Ashkenazi Jewish people were aware of this information. They have access to this information over there in the South Carolinas. And don't quote me, it's the South Carolina or North Carolina. Bitch, hold on. Because we talking about it now. So we going to get into it, honey. Hold on. Hold on. Ooh, here we go. Are you ready? Hmm. Oh, come on here, God. Woo! In the 19th century, in the 1800s to be exact, early to mid 1800s, a organization called the American Colonization Society, also known as ACS, and Local Initiatives, because they don't want to name these people, but I'm going to name them. I'm going to name them. I'm going to name them. I'm going to name them because some of them have children that look like you. They might look white, but they have Negro nappy ass hair and they got white ass Negro nose. Hello? Hello? And one of them even got a Spanish name. How is that funny? You're Jewish with a Spanish name, but look like a fucking mulatto or biracial Negro. Hello! Because see, they playing in your motherfucking face, and that's how God happened. That's how the Holy Spirit moves. When you think you're playing in people's face, the Holy Spirit will show up and show out. You have stories about white folks having black looking babies and vice versa. So they're like, is this even my baby? It's your baby, girl. But God showed you that baby. You a fucked up ass bitch. And because you think your white privilege is better than everybody else's privilege, girl, you're gonna have a Negro looking white son. He's gonna have a big ass nose, and he gonna look like some fucking Eeyore or fucking a Hobbit ass looking motherfucker. Hello? No shade. And so it says that in local initiatives to rap, what did it say? Repatriate freed black people to Africa. And the areas known for sure was Liberia and Sierra Leone. The efforts focused on free black populations and formerly enslaved people, primarily located in the coastal low country region of South Carolina, particularly around Charleston. They have a whole book dedicated to this information, by the way. So I want you to understand, I want you to understand that while they were over here taking away your power, they revised your information and they're reselling it back to you. And you got hoes out here talking about, I do hoodoo, I do this and that. Oh, you do. But it's the white man's hoodoo. It's the white man's hoodoo. Because you tapped into the real hoodoo, the land, the blood that was on this land, you'll be going a lot of further. You'll be going ahead of something. You'll be getting changed in some shit. See, for Fufu and Tutu and Rainbow Serpentine and Hollywood Tea, you gonna play like I got spirits and the spirits gonna go over there and gonna take this bitch hair while she sleep. Well, like I said before, have those spirits to get into the bank and have the underwriter to write you that loan so you get that house back. Have the spirit to get into that welfare office to find out where the resources are at. No, fuck the welfare office. The resources that you can find to own your land again. Because also going into that too, y'all, it's been said that the Jewish hold on that the Ashkenazi Jews are starting to get access to your deeds and stuff. They're starting to get in there and get deeds to your house and shit, primarily in New York. Isn't it funny how everything starts in New York and it moves its way out when it comes to spiritual reparations and spiritual shifts? Isn't it so funny? They use New York as a spiritual playground. Isn't that so funny? Isn't it so funny, honey, that New York, New York, New York, New York, and I love New York. Yes, honey. Shout out to Little Mama. How you doing? How you doing, Little Mama, honey? She one of my spiritual people too, honey. How you doing, honey? She one of my spiritual sisters too, girl. How you doing, Little Mama? Natina. How you doing? Natia, honey. Hello, Natia Frost. How you doing, girl? Anyway, you know she's an LGBT ally too, girl. We love her, honey. Girl, they used to come for her. But anyway, I want to leave y'all with this. The power that you seek is always within you. You need to learn how to relax yourself, relax yourself, and allow that voice to talk. It's okay to be quiet sometimes. But like I said, 30 days. And we're going to keep talking about this. Not in this way, though. Not this loan out, drawn out way. 30 days. It's time for people to wake back up to who they are. It's time for people who are claiming to be gods and goddesses, because, baby, this is what this is about. One thing that Donald Trump is doing, and I want you to understand this, is turning boys into men, and peasants who are acting like gods and goddesses back into motherfucking peasants. And I want to say for the record, I don't give a fuck about Donald Trump. What is going on now is the mockery that these people have been playing in front of y'all faces, and it's being shown to you. Are you listening? Are you paying attention? Are you using this time to build yourself up? Or are you using this time to build yourself down, tear yourself down? Are you saying, I need to prepare myself just in case something go down? Are you sowing your seeds? Because that's what's going to separate dumb from smart. That's what's going to separate gods and goddesses from peasants and servants. See, that's what did they say? The ass is going to become the head and the head's going to become the ass. This is what's going to determine it. Build yourself up. There are bigger wars out there. Instead of you worrying about some dick or some pussy or who's scared, who's straight, who's a man, and there's a gay epidemic, and there's a trans epidemic, and these niggas in wigs and this and that. This is why y'all getting fucked up by the second. Your rights are being stripped away from you. This is why before you know it, you all are going to be treated like second-class citizens. Because the most important aspect of yourself, which is your spirit, is being neglected. You're neglecting your spirit. And there's something that I believe that regardless of what goes on, you never neglect your spirit. And when you do neglect your spirit, God will always make something happen to where you find your way back. Like Beyonce said, find your way back. Can we get into it? Maybe I need to play that soundtrack as we're closing out. One thing about Beyonce, girl, two things to show about Beyonce, girl. Beyonce educated the children on spirituality, girl. Hello? I need y'all to wake up on Beyonce, girl. I need y'all to wake up on Beyonce, girl. Find your way back. Let's do Find Your Way Back instrumental. You know, and then I'm gonna do y'all. Can we do this? Let's play that while we exiting out. Can we play this while we exit out, honey? Cause a lot of y'all losing yourself. I need y'all to find your way back, honey. Hello. I'm hoping that Mama Mia can help you get there. I'm hoping that Madam Merkaba can show you. Okay, let me read these comments. Hey, Coach, how you doing? Hey, Sulab Chauhan, how you doing? Are you Chinese, Middle Eastern, Indian? Come on, Heather, how you doing? I know people who date because they think being single is boring. Right, you said it. And some people are bored with themselves. Some people are really bored with themselves. I don't know what to do with myself. And I'm like, girl, listen, I love spending time with other people, but I feel like there's no better time than time with yourself, especially right now. Speak on it, okay? Come on in here. Keisha Cole's mama. Yeah, she was in rehab, and look what happened to her. Frankie was actually out in Stockton. My last 2 years in Stockton, Frankie was hanging out in the parking lot on the corner of West Lane and Hammer Lane. And people were like, Frankie's over there. And of course, I'm not one of those girls that fan out. And, I went over there and I said, Miss Frankie. And of course, she acted like she didn't see it for me. And I'm like, oh, she don't see it for the girls. So she clocking the transgender tea. I was like, she clocking the transgender tea? What's going on? You got a problem with trans, Miss Frankie? But anyway. But no, she was talking and, she don't end her conversation say, hey, how you doing? And she's like, hey, how you doing? I was like, oh, hey, Frankie. And, just talking, how you doing? And, this, that, and you want some water and all that. And she's like, do I want some water? And I was like, oh, okay. Well, never mind. And that's it. I left. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What was that market called over there? It was the parking lot of Knickerbocker. Oh my God, Knickerbocker and West Lane, y'all. It was between Hammer Lane and Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker, yes, girl, there's a street in Stockton called Knickerbocker, girl. Knickerbocker. Come on, Knickerbocker. Yes, girl. And there was a whole bunch of niggas over there. So we call it Knickerbocker. Ow! Nigga, 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 nigga. Anyway, y'all, let me stop. Come on, CJ, how you doing? A lot of parents enable the bad behavior almost like the kids are an essential. You said it. You said it, honey. Listen, I have to play that Find Your Way Back, y'all, because I need y'all to find your way back. I need y'all to find your way back. Can y'all find your way back home? Can y'all find your way back? Find your way back to royalty, y'all. Find your way back to who you are. Your true identity. Where do you come from? Because you don't know where you're coming from. You don't know where you're going. You know that song, CJ? Come on. Negro, well out, girl. You be saying anything you made my day. Listen, that's what they said. They said Negroes, right? Is that a bad word, Negro? Is that bad, Negro? I didn't know. Is Negro a bad word? I thought the heart GR was a bad word. Oh, that was another thing too, girl. Let me put this on mute. Girl, we were sitting here talking, and there's this girl, she's a ghetto, we're going to call her, she's a ghetto Mexican from LA, East LA. And mama like her some black dick, but mama be getting a little beside herself. And I don't know what it be, but I think that she feels type of about black girls, especially black transgenders. And so either way, I noticed that she always got to say something about either getting her dick sucked, excuse me, it's a transgender person, or something racial, like oh, it was like hard NR and GR and all, and I'm just like, well, why does that matter, girl? Like, why we always talk about that, girl? It's like I hear the most weirdest gay shit from the most non-gayest people. Like I hear sucking dick and getting the dick sucked from transgenders more than I hear it from gay men. And I'm just like, girl, what is going on? What is going on, girl? There's no shade with that. But oh, I gotta get my dick sucked. Like, are you a woman? Are you not? Are you a woman or you're not a woman, girl? Keep that in your bedroom. I don't want to think about no chick with no dick getting her dick sucked. Girl, the fuck? And so she would bring that up. And she would say something, it would always be something about, oh yeah, this lady called this person the NR with a hard GR. And I was like, a hard GR? Girl, it took some time to understand that, girl. A hard GR? What is a hard GR? What does that mean? Duh, girl, But last night, I had to kind of tell her, girl, I need to take a break from, talking to you because somebody comes in and I can't remember what it was. Like, I think he said something. He had something about something like he loved black pussy or he loved black women or something like this. And this girl was like, well, you know what they said? Once you go black, you never go back. And then you also start acting like one. And so I'm getting in, I'm thinking about, I'm like, oh, he is kind of acting like a black guy. I let that go. But then another statement was made and she was like, oh yeah, now you're acting like a real one. And then we were like, a real what? And she said a hard nigga. But I'm not saying nigga, I mean like a hard, like the hard GR. And I say, yep. I said, girl, right there. So girl, if you want to say the word, just say it. Just say the word, bitch. If you want to say it, just say it, girl. You've had enough black dick in you anyway, girl. Just say it. Say it, girl. Just say the word. Don't be scared. A hard GR. Bitch, a hard what? That's not you saying a hard dick, girl. A hard GR. No, bitch, just say the word. Girl. And you don't want to say it, say Negro. Bitch, oh, that pissed me off. Like, girl, listen, girl, don't get cussed the fuck out, bitch. And I'm not going to fight a spade with a spade. Because we don't got to get into me saying anything about you or any of that, girl, because I love Mexican people. She's Mexican-American. I love Mexican people and the Mexican culture. So I wouldn't read other Mexicans down because of your stupidity. But I was about to read her motherfucking nigga bitch, transgendered ass down. Girl, are you on hormones, bitch? You want to be a woman? You got a whole FFS, girl. You still act like a fucking punk. I gotta get my dick sucked. Oh, I don't suck dick. I like to get my dick sucked. Girl, I hope those hormones make it limp so bad, girl, you can't even come no more, bitch. But it's not gonna happen because she not on hormones. She got the FFS done so hormones don't have to soften up that hard ass mug that's still hard. Hello. It's still a hard ass mug, bitch. It gives fucking Ripple Steel Skin with a fucking Buffalo Bill mask. And when you real nasty, she's giving Lupito Miasco, bitch, in a motherfucking drag, bitch. Hello, bitch. Fuck out my motherfucking face. FFS and still look like a whole brick house, bitch. How the fuck you got Medicaid and Medicare FFS, bitch, and you still look like a big old nigga, girl? The fuck out of here. But you talk about a hard NGR, a hard GR. Bitch, you give me a hard GR, girl. You look like you walk around with a hard GR and no shade. The fuck? I was like, I thought it was nigga with a hard R. That's what I thought it was. I was like, hard GR. What the fuck is a hard GR? It's giving like girl, like hard, like Harlem Globetrotters or something, girl, Globetrotters or something, girl. What is a hard GR? And it's like she want to say it so bad because her black man broke up with her. And it's like, girl, say it, bitch. Just say it one good time and we're gonna have a reading session. That's it. And I'm not gonna read you out because you saying nigga. I mean, I don't care for that. I feel like if we could say it, you could say it. I feel like that. But it seems like you want to say it because it's gonna give you some type of security. And if it gives you some type of security, then bitch, I'm gonna de-secure you. I'ma insecure you, bitch. I'ma de-secure your ass by reading you down for that bricky ass FFS that you got, honey. I'm gonna de-secure your ass by talking about how big and strong you are, girl. Talk about you get nasty with your hands. How the fuck you transition to be a motherfucking woman and you want to be a motherfucking mechanic? And then you're gonna sit and talk about, well, I'm not really into women, but I will dick them down. You're a misogynist, bitch. So you transition because you're a misogynist ass, sadistic ass, miserable ass fucking sissy, bitch. Respectfully. That's why you transition, sis. And I think that's why I keep telling people, girl, I'm not connected to all trannies. Listen, respectfully, I'm not. Because, baby, that's not my story. I did not wait until 25, 30 years old to transition. And there's no shit with that girl. Even before I knew what a transgender was, people can always say, he has always been feminine. I've always known him to be feminine. At 11 years old and shit, putting on nails and shit. I got my ass whipped too, by the way. I just want to point that out. And it wasn't by my mama. Hello? 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 Bitch, it wasn't by my motherfucking mama neither. I remember one time I went into the bathroom, y'all, and mind you, I was never molested or anything that as a kid. I didn't even know anything about any of that, honey. And my mom, when she would have that conversation with us, I'd be like, wait, what does that mean when somebody touch us? So I remember one time my cousin like pushed me. And I said, oh my God, I'm telling my mama you touched me. So I went to tell my mom, I said, oh my God, blah, 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 touched you. My mom was like, what? He did? And my mom was ready to whoop this motherfucker's ass. But he was like, I didn't. And my mom was like, what did he do? Show me. And I said, he came on me and he pushed me. And girl, I almost gave my mom a heart attack. And I said, oh my God, I thought she said touch you, like period touch you. Like girl, but anyway. But I was in the bathroom and my sister had this lip gloss stuff, y'all. She never used it. And I'm like, girl, why is she not using this lip gloss shit? I want to use this shit. Girl, I was like 11 years old, y'all. So I go in the bathroom. We were about to have dinner. And I put this lipstick on, like this lip gloss on in the mirror. And I'm just rubbing it on my lips, y'all. And I'm just feeling it. And mind you, by this time, y'all, I was developing, breasts and stuff. And so I'm like putting this lipstick on and y'all, this lip gloss. And I'm just in the moment. And I guess I forgot to lock the door. So my brother and my cousin, my older cousin, rest in peace, opened up that bathroom door and they were like, what the fuck? And bitch, I pushed them out. I don't know how did that neither, girl. I pushed these motherfuckers out. At that point, y'all, I was like 5'7" and like 135 pounds. I was a skinny thing, girl, until like I was like 13 years old. That's when I started getting weight. But I was real small, y'all. And honey, my cousin, he fucking girl, I don't know how I pushed these two big ass men, girl. I think my cousin, he was like 30 at that time, 32 at that time. And my brother, he was like 16. But baby, I pushed that motherfucker out the motherfucking door. And honey, I locked the door and they were open up that door, open that door. Oh my God. And they were like, mama, he on there putting out lip gloss. Blah, blah, blah. And my mom was like, well, it's time for dinner. And so, bitch, I'm in just wiping the shit out because I'm like, girl, I'm gonna say they in here lying. Girl, I'm scrubbing that shit off, girl. It will not come off, y'all. That lip gloss was thick as fuck. Girl, it was pink with glitter. I'm sitting there wiping. Girl, I'm taking a soap, I'm putting on my lip, and something said, no, take the toothpaste, put on your lip, let it sit for like 3 seconds, and then wipe it off. I did it, took all that shit off. Girl, I got out there, my mom was like, damn, you smell like toothpaste. And I was like, yeah, I was in there brushing my teeth. And then they were like, no, he was in there putting on lip gloss. And girl, when I tell you, my mom was like, really? And I was like, no, I wasn't. They're lying. And my cousin was like, oh, I'm lying. And girl, that weekend came, my mom was gone, and my cousin said, oh, and you called me a lie, and you said I lied on you and stuff, and blah 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 blah. And he's like, okay, so being I lied on you and this and that, and I'm a liar, you're not a liar. I'm gonna whoop your motherfucking ass. I got whooped. I got whooped, girl. Could you believe that? I got fucking whooped, girl. I got fucking whooped for being myself, being a woman. I got whooped for being a motherfucking woman, girl. I got whooped for being a mother. I'm a woman because I motherfucking said so. Could you believe that shit, girl? Could you? And this cousin, he always wanted to spook out shit too. That was another thing too, girl. He passed away before I became myself, girl. And there's no shade with that. He passed away. But he had to always spook the shit. I remember one time I got my nails done. My cousin Kiki did my nails, girl. Shout out to Kiki out there. She's black and Japanese, honey. How you doing, Kiki? She was a family of the friend, a friend of the family, but we grew up together, girl. My mom's friend married her dad and shit and all that good stuff, y'all. And girl, beautiful girl. Shout out to her. And girl, she was like, I'm gonna put you, she was like, what do you want to do? And that's another thing too, girl. She helped me to like be who I am today. She helped me become comfortable in myself. Cause baby, I would try to deny it and be, and she's like, baby, I know you sweet. I know you're a sweet thing, but you trying to act like you not, but you are. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And girl, she was like, so what do you want to do? Cause then I was like, well, you know what I want to do? I want to grow my hair out and I want to put some motherfucking nails on. Girl. And girl, she was like, okay, what we gonna do is I'm gonna do some cornrows. Cause my hair go fast, girl. She's like, I'm gonna put some cornrows in your hair and we're gonna put some nails. So we're gonna put some acrylics on your nails. I said, oh, make it like a vampire. Cause I said, oh, my parents will let me keep my nails on if I make it like a vampire. And girl, I put my nails on. She made it short. She gave me stiletto nails, girl. And girl, this is like 1990, what was it? Like 1998, 1999, y'all. When I tell you, no, this is actually, oh my God, this is 2000, 2001, y'all. Because this is when, this is around Y2K time. And so either way, girl, she put the nails on. And honey, I remember I had this long ass sleeve thing. I came around that corner and my cousin was just waiting for me. And I think what it was, he was trying to spook the tea because everybody else was playing football and shit. I went around none of these boys. And he's like, where the fuck this motherfucker at? So he was like, really trying to clock the shit, girl, like trying to clock it. And that'd be another thing too, girl. His mama is the one that was like clairvoyant and stuff. And she already told him about me before I even came into this world. So I'm like, I don't know why he tried so hard to try to manipulate and try to make me something that I wasn't, which was a man. Because I was aware of me being a woman since I was like 3 years old, 4 years old, girl. And I keep telling y'all that girl was born intersex. So I was aware of my woman identity at 3 or 4 years old, that young. And I was not taught about that, but I was aware of that. Hello. Without even knowing what intersex was and transgender was and gay was and all that. Because I didn't see gay people. Hello. I didn't know what the fuck that was. A feminine man, a masculine woman. I didn't see all that. So either way, honey, he just would like clock it, girl. Like, And so I come in the house, girl. He was sitting there with his girlfriend, his first first baby mom. Wait, is the first baby mom or second baby mom? I don't know, girl. He was a player, girl. He had all these damn kids. He had like 19 kids, girl. But I come in the house and he was like propped up, like he was ready for me to come in the house. And the girlfriend was like, why are you looking, what, babe, what's going on? And I come in and he's like, oh, hey, cousin. And I was like, hey. And I'm going into the room and he get up off that couch and I'm hearing him tell my mom, come. And then so my mom come up, all the people come up, girl. It was like 6 adults in that house. So because the kids was at their house, we lived in the same apartment complex. So the kids was at these people's house and the adults was at our house. Right? Because, they wouldn't let the kids be around the adults and shit, girl. So the adults will have shit. And we didn't know why, but I found out why later. But anyway, girl, I come in, all the adults, there was even adults on the patio. They all come in the house, girl. I go in the room, I shut the door. Before I know it, the door get pushed open. And my cousin's like, I thought your mama said you can't be, nobody could be closing doors around this house. And I was like, well, I didn't know people were following me. I didn't want to hear what y'all were talking about. And he was like, oh, really? And he said, let me see your hands. And bitch, I just rolled my eyes because I was like, the fuck? Like, the fuck? Let me see my hands. You want to see my hands? Why? And bitch, I showed it. He said, what the hell is this? And of course, my stepdad girl, he being so dramatic. He like, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. And then they're like, Yeah, see, So what made you put the nails on? And of course, my auntie at the time, my auntie Shauna, she's like, so what made you put the nails on? And I said, well, Kiki asked me what I wanted to do, and I told her. And bingo, and they said, oh, so Kiki, oh, okay, so Kiki put the nails on you. Oh, okay. And I said, yeah, but it's like a vampire. This is like cool, because that's when my emo-ness came out, y'all. That's when I was an emo girl. I was becoming very emo-ish, wearing all black, growing my hair out, bleaching my hair, straightening my hair, you know what I mean? Putting in contacts, girl. That's when it started to come out, girl. The inner queen of me was coming out, girl. The inner Marilyn Manson was coming out, girl. I was feeling like a Marilina, honey. Hello, she was coming out, and so she needed to come out in the goth shit. And so I was like, yeah, it's a vampire vibe. And they were like, okay, so what? So how long you gonna have these nails on, and what you think you gonna be doing? And then of course I'm saying it. My mom was like, okay, my mom was like, okay, I fuck with it. And then of course my cousin and my stepdad's like, oh no, you cannot let him go to school like that because they're gonna be calling child protective services on you. Girl, just dumb shit. They're gonna be calling child protective services on you for letting your son come out with some nails. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, well, on Interview with a Vampire, they had nails on. And I'm like, oh, so now oh shit, this motherfucker losing his mind. Oh Lord, you need to put this motherfucker in psychiatric. And that's when my therapy session started. That's when they thought I was losing my mind, y'all. And that's the crazy thing about it is because in the 90s and shit, transvestism in 1970s shit was when it was really became public. Like, girl, so why I need to go see a psychologist because I want to put on fucking nails. And so, bitch, I did. They put me through fucking therapy and shit, girl. Like every other fucking month, I had to go see a fucking psychologist for therapy. Girl, they were fucking molesting me and shit, taking off my clothes, girl, looking at genitalia and shit. And I'm like, now I know what they were looking for, girl. They were looking for abuse and shit. They want to make sure, they check see if you got any scars and stuff on you and shit. And I didn't know that at the time, but I was like, why are they taking off my clothes? Shit, this is some weird ass shit, and asking me questions and do you feel safe and how long you been feeling like this and when you have this urge, what comes over you and how do you? And then I remember hearing one of the person saying, I thought he said daishiki. I guess that's something else. He said, yeah, this is common traits of daishikinism. I know that's not what he said now, but I thought he said daishikinism. And I was like, daishikinism? Bitch, what the fuck? I'm a daishiki? And for a minute, I was saying it. I'm a daishiki. Girl, I was stupid as fuck. And so they're like, yeah, this bitch is crazy. Daishiki, girl, that's a piece of clothing. That's what Africans wear and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, girl, listen, I can take out some very, call my mama two girls so she can be like, I remember that. And so either way, y'all, this bitch, going back into the original conversation, this bitch talk about some hard GR and shit. I'm just like, girl, listen, just say it. Because, girl, how the fuck you bricky like that with an FFS? And that'd be another thing, too, girl. Maybe y'all shouldn't be doing Medi-Cal and Medicaid surgery and shit. Because I have not seen no good piece of work for Medi-Cal surgeries. I have not seen no good piece of work. Anybody out there that got a Medi-Cal or Medicaid FFS covered by the government or Medicaid breast augmentation, can you hit me up? Because, baby, it still be giving a hard ass, hard knock of life, girl. It still be giving Michael Jackson mixed a little bit of Jeffrey Dahmer with a little bit of Martin Lawrence type of tea, girl. Girl, I know 3 girls that got a Medi-Cal FFS shot, and I'm not even cutting in. They look, if not the same, they look worse. They look even more brickier. And I'm just like, what are these doctors doing to y'all? Like, is there a standard to say you can never use the taxpayer dollars to make these men look like women completely? Because, girl, they look crazy. Girl, they be looking like, listen, pumpkins heads and shit. Okay. Let me stop. What if Mr. Schools are hidden in plain sight? Then Joe said, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. Right. Then he said, Negro, yeah, right. Joe said, you ain't black, you don't vote for me. Yeah, he's a part of the Negro tea, honey, of what I was talking about, honey. And he didn't bring a black woman. He brought a Kamala Harris, and he did that on purpose. He did that on purpose. See, it's a strategy. And see, what I like about Donald Trump's whole energy is that, baby, you see it coming. Daddy don't sugarcook a fuck ass thing. He don't sugarcoat a fuck ass thing. And I said it right, sugarcook. He don't sugarcook the fuck ass thing. He lets you know that he don't give a fuck about you. He don't like women. He don't like boys. He don't like no, take it back. He don't like women. He don't like men. He don't like niggas. He don't like Asians. He don't like Hispanic. Girl, he don't like none of y'all. And he let it be known from the gate. If you broke, he don't like you. But he definitely like rich people, and he definitely like younger people. You know, he catered to the children. He loved the children. He catered to them. He loved the children. He loved the children, particularly little girls. You see this comment he made about his daughter. You see the comment about his daughter. He loved his children. There's nothing wrong with that. Donald Trump loves children. And you know. I had a friend that said that her family would not trust her around one of her uncles. And so, that type of love. Hello. No shade, and so, we got to be careful with how people love people because, we're looking like, wait a minute, is this why y'all be so obsessed with homosexual love and lesbian love? Anyway, mystery schools are hidden in plain sight. Well, mystery schools are hidden in plain sight. A lot of people are not aware of how certain things work. And so, it is what it is. Isn't that binding people in a very ritually having them pay all the money and scamming them, like zapping their energy? Um, so to a degree, yes. Because of course people take their money, they scam them, they do workings to keep them tied in, and they don't see anything out. I mean, look at the church. Look at the church and look what's going on now. Yeah, I have not even ate yet, and I'm hiccuping right now. I'm having the hiccups and shit, honey. And I'm like, don't give you hiccups like that, girl. But either way, I think that look at the church and look at the spiritual people. I think that the church scam people for their money. And look at that. No matter what that's my pastor. Don't talk about my pastor. Don't talk about my preacher now. Don't talk about my pastor. Now you're stepping on holy grounds. Girl, your pastor's a predator. Your pastor has manipulated and trafficked people. Girl, y'all went on church conventions and y'all were having pimping and hoeing sessions behind the scenes. Hello! See, y'all not ready for that type of teaching. Hello! Y'all not ready for that type of teaching. Okay? So that's an example of it, honey. Yes, Ashkenazi Jewish people. Yeah, you said it, honey. New York is like the historical center of modern America. Well, really, of New England. You said it, and that's why they do it. That's why they do it. That is the teaching ground for a lot of things. Look at what happened to 9/11. Look at what happened to 9/11. Look at that. Look at that. New York is the teaching ground for the rest of the world. Yes, they're experimenting with a lot of stuff. When it comes down to New York, when it comes down to people, to them experimenting with people, they're gonna try the New Yorkers first. Okay, they're gonna try the New Yorkers first. Mm-hmm. I heard Nikki rap something about Knickerbocker. Yeah. Oh, she did. Let me pull this up. Yes, honey, we love a Knickerbocker, honey. Knickerbocker. Let me see what Knickerbocker mean. Let's see Knickerbocker, honey. I think it's a European thing. Knickerbocker. I think. Well, let me see. Yeah, I think Knickerbocker is like something Europe or something. I'll look this up. Hold on. And it's spelled Knicker like Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker meaning. Knickerbocker is a New Yorker. Oh, a New Yorker is a Knickerbocker. Oh, girl, we learned something new. Knickerbockers and all these fucking Knickerbockers. And if you nasty Knickerbockers. Ow! So it said that a Knickerbocker is a New Yorker, particularly a descendant of the city's early Dutch settlers. See what I mean? The Dutch settlers, so it was a European thing. The Dutch settlers are a person from New York generally. So somebody who is a Knickerbocker is people who wear baggy knee-length trousers. The baggy knee-length trousers are called Knickerbockers. Popular in the early 20th century, famously worn by golfers and in the same name of the NBA team, the New York Knicks. So the New York Knicks, they used to wear Knickerbockers. Oh, that'd be a cute style for people to bring back. Should I wear me some Knickerbockers? Let me get me some Knickerbockers, see if I can buy some. Where it says baggy and knee-length trousers. Can I buy that? Wear a cute little sexy blouse with it? Wear some heels. And they say, what you wear? I'm wearing a Knickerbocker. Tranny Knickerbocker. A transgendered Knickerbocker. How you doing? So oh my God, so okay, Knickerbockers, how you doing? Shout out to my Knickerbockers out there. Look, Bella bugging me. Look, she ready to go. Girl, what, bitch. Anyway, okay. So New York Knicks' name is the name for New York Knicks is actually short for Knickerbockers. So it's really the New York Knickerbockers. Could y'all believe that? It says a layered ice cream sundae served in a tall glass pot in UK, US. Oh, there's some called Knickerbocker Glory. Oh wow, girl, this is amazing to me. Culture references from Dietrich Knickerbocker, the fictitious author of Washington Irving's 1809 satirically history of the New York. Oh, and so we say knickers. Knickers often usually interchange with knickerbockers in American English, though it's British English referred to women underwear. So women underwear are knicks. Okay, knickers. You wearing your knickers, babe? Hello? Nigger. Oh, let me stop. Ooh, see how that slipped out? See what I mean? Oh my God. Excuse me. Girl, let me stop saying that word, girl. That word is slipping out too much, girl. Let me stop saying this word, girl. Mm. Paddle pushers. Paddle pushers is a real name for knickerbockers. Okay. Well, girl, listen, I want to get too comfortable with that word because I'm calling a girl. I would thought a knickerbocker was somebody who bopped a nigga upside his head. No shade. No shade, girl. That's what I would say a knickerbocker was, honey. Somebody who bopped a nigga upside his head, who bopped a nigga upside his motherfucking head, girl. Let me see his bocked a word. Is bocked a word? Bocked. Bocked. Definition. No, it said bocked. Mm-mm. Let's see if bocked is a word. Bocked just get like somebody done clocked it. That's what it's given. Bocked. Let me see. Oh, block. Oh, it is a word. No, is it? Bach? Balked is rarely used in past tense or past principle of the Scottish verb balk, which means to retch, vomit, or reproduce a vomiting sound. What? So another word. Wait, what? So botched. That is crazy. So balked means that they were retching, vomiting, or making a vomit sound. So I'm balking. I'm balked. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, girl. She balked. Yeah, she was sick. She balked up her breakfast. Oh, girl. I'm gonna start saying that you balk looking ass hoes. Let me start saying that, girl. You balk looking ass hoes. What does wretch to mean? It said wretch right here. Let's get into wretch, girl. Let's get into wretched. Let's get into wretch. You botched ass looking ass hoes. Let's get into no, not wretch. See, they got two words that sound alike and spelled very similar. Wretched and then wretched with a W. Wretched with a R-E-T-C-H-E-D is past tense for retch, which means to make a convulsive involuntary gagging motion as if to vomit, often without producing stomach contents, like drive heaving. So she is wretched. It's caused by nausea, foul smells, illness, and intense emotional distress. Right. When you're intensely emotionally distressed, you're not able to eat because your whole digestive system shut down, by the way. If you do not know that, now you know. When you're stressed out, you're not hungry because your whole digestive system is shut out, and that also fucks up your internal organs. That's what I said before, and I continue to say again. Is anybody worth your health? No. And if you think it is, bitch, stay the fuck out my motherfucking face, bitch. Hello! Stay the fuck out my way. Anyway, let's see. So yeah, girl, and let's go into wretched. Let's go into wretched with WRETCHED. It says it's an adjective describing extreme unhappiness, misery, poor quality, or despicable behavior. You wretched ass bitch. See, I don't do ratchet ass people. I don't do wretched ass people. That's what I'm gonna start saying. Wretched. I don't start doing wretched ass people. Extreme unhappy, misery, poor quality, or despicable behavior. People that act in a despicable way. I don't do wretched ass people. And they say ratchet. Is that ratchet is a tool. Let me see how you pronounce that word. That has to be wretched. I don't do wretched ass people, not ratchet. Yeah, ratchet is a tool for sure. Let me see. Um oh my god, it is ratchet. Let me double check. Pronunciation. Oh my god, it is ratchet. Oh my god, hold on, girl. My bitch is shaking ass with the hands out. Ooh, I gotta listen to some JT when I'm out of here, girl. Um, Hold on.
Wretched.
Oh, no, it's wretched. It's not ratchet. It's wretched. Yeah. Yeah, it's wretched, not ratchet. I don't do wretched ass hoes.
Wretched.
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 Wretched ass hoes. Let's do it a little slower for the slow people in the back.
Wretched.
Wretched. I don't do wretched assholes because they ass so nasty. Shaking the ass with their hands out. Getting back with the deads out. Bitch, what you gotta say? And you looking like a trans. And your man only wants you because you look like a man. Baby, I swear, girl, Sukihana, girl, I love you so Sukihana, girl. I've been on my Sukihana, Megan Thee Stallion, Lola Monroe, Ken the Man type of era, girl, for the past 30 days. God, just for listening to them. And girl, I love how Sukihana just reading the girls down. Now, I don't like how she read JT because they kind of look alike to me. They both look, they have the same look to me. No shade. Her lips are bigger than JT's, but they both look the same to me. They look like they could be cousins. No shade. But she was reading her down, and I thought to myself, girl, this can apply for Tasha K and these other girls. You looking like a trans, and your man on to what you because you're looking like a man. Bitch, you sucking on a man that just got his dick out another man booty hole. Ugh. You sucking on Dookie, looking like Dookie, girl. I'm like, yeah, that can go for Tasha K and just hilarious and shit, girl. Clockable ass woman, girl. They only want you because you look like a man. Bitch, I said that y'all look like a trans. Bitch, even look at your hands. They so rough because they built like a man. Only a man could love it. Yeah, girl, I need to come out with a rap song, girl. Listen, that's gonna be my next project, y'all. I need to come out with a rap song. I need to release some rap. I need to release one rap song, girl. I'm cutting in on the people. Hello! Can I do a cut in? Can I do a cut in rap? Honey? I'm just here because I'm talking because I don't like these boobs because they mad because they're bad because my bigs are my boobs are big. Oh no, I'm gonna say my bigs are boobs. Hey, yes, my bigs are boobs. Yes, honey. Like to say titty o biggies. Yes, honey. Bitches only mad because my bigs are boobs. Bitches so mad because the shits are shoes. Hey, girl, listen. Let me sit back, girl. I'm like, I can come together with a rap. Let me write something, girl. Let me come back. Let me write. Let me do a rap song, record it, and come back and drop it for the hoes to do a reading session of the. Let me do a read. Let me do a read session of the decade, girl, from 2016 to 2026. Ow! We here to read you hoes. I'm here to teach you about a few damn hoes. A few things though. No, bitch, let's get it. Anyway, let me go, honey. Oh, that underwear, it sounded like some type of clothing garment, somewhat like a belt buckle or something to be. Right. Like the next. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. That part, I'm not disparaging the whole group for one person. Right, right, right. That's what I say too, honey. And a lot of people do that, Jay. They have a problem with one black person, they disparage the whole group. They have an issue with one gay person, and it's unfortunate, but that speaks about you and not me. That speaks about your character. I'm not gonna sit here and run you through the mud and say, you're built like you're bad built like other Mexicans. I'm not gonna do that, girl, because now I'm attacking the whole group. Okay, just like when people say you look like this, you look like that. Oh, girl, but I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about them. Yeah, but if you're saying trannies look like that, and just so happen I am trans, then what are you saying then? Well, not all trans. Okay, then stop saying it then. Read them for them. Then, and when I'm in a read session, I'm reading you down for you, bitch. I'm not reading you down for the whole collective. Because, baby, that could be a whole nother a reading session of a group of an army of you hoes try to stand up against me. Hello. One thing about me, two things for sure, girl. I get into a reading session. And I can tell you that, girl. You want to have a reading session with me? Who want to have it? Girl, that's what excites me. I like getting vernacularly, linguistically, phonetically into a debate. Bitch, hello. I will let you have your one twos. What they say, the rapping challenge, girl, I will go on mute. I'll let you read me down and say, Miss Thing, this and that, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and when we done, go ahead and turn the mic off. And bitch, now we get in on you. And baby, I might make you cry. And sometimes I read you so bad that the grandmamas feel it. I read people in the past and other people jumped in. A bitch called me a nigga in a wig and all sort of shit, tranny, sick ass hoe, this and that, all this shit, girl, putting lies on me, saying I look like Tyler Perry in drag. And I'm just like, Tyler Perry in drag? But isn't Tyler Perry a drag queen? I had to think about it. No, Tyler Perry is the man, Medea is the woman. I forgot about it for a long time. But anyway, I'm just like, girl, that's not a read, though. That's not a read session, girl, because you sound like look like a man in a wig. That's not a read, and that's a wealthy man in a wig, by the way. That's not a read. But then when I started reading, now I'm a bully. Now I hate women. And it's just like, girl, you all can get it, bitch. I stand on what I stand on, girl. If I say she looked like a raisinette, she looked like Bill Cosby in drag, girl, you all you hoes look like that. All you hoes look bricky as fucking a hard nigga in a wig and shit, girl. You look like Martin Lawrence as Big Mama, bitch, with lashes on. And girl, if you feel it, you feel it. Girl, I'm talking to this toe. I said, Miss Thing, you do, and she don't look like you. But you felt like because I was coming for a woman, oh, she's saying all black women look like that. Well, I mean, if you feel hit, feel it, girl. Because I don't think that. I don't think that's true, honey. I mean, it could be a little questionable. It could be debatable, if it's true or not. If a lot of black men are into black women because they look like men, because they said a lot of DL men are actually black. Even though they said that more people that are gay identifying are actually Hispanic. I think it's like 21%, something like that. Yeah, I think it's like 21%. I think like 49% or 46% of colored folks identify, or 40, I think it's like 46% of LGBT people are actually of color, and the highest percentage are Latino or Hispanic, and then the next underneath that is black, and then it's Asian, then it's Native American. So it's like, yes, the large percentage of people are DL, and maybe that's why a lot of these Hispanic girls be acting black. Because most of the DL men be black men and they be getting digged down by the black dick, but most of the actual people that get be getting down by the black dick are actually Latino or Hispanic. And when I talk about people like me that identify as mixed or Latino or Hispanic, and we do not appear to be what they call a stereotypical Hispanic or Latino people. And so, I'm not talking about people like me, brown skinned Latinos and stuff. When I'm going to speak about us, I'm speaking about people who look like the J-Los, who look like the, Jessica Albas, the ones who look like the Chichi Rodriguez and stuff like those. So maybe that's why they be getting digged down by these black men, because they're larger quality of what is sissified and what is clockable sissifiedness. Hello. Because we talked about that before, and I stand on it. I think that a lot of black people are undetectable in the sense of not knowing that they're LGBT, because I think a lot of black people are very tough, strong appearing people. Versus on the other side, they could be tough, strong appearing people, but you can see the softness in other people. Especially when we're talking about, generally speaking, those who look and appeal to be Hispanic or Latino. And so, of course, you're going to see and you're going to say, oh, I didn't know he was gay. Versus, on the other hand, you're going to see them, you're going to say, oh, that's a sissy. Because the way they're walking, the way they're talking, the way they're moving. And so it goes into a lot of, you just see a lot of tease, girl. And that's not even what do you call it? Based on area thing. That's the whole census of this whole country. So I'm just like, oh, that makes a lot of sense, honey. How they be, loving black dick and shit, honey. And sometimes don't like the black man, but they like the black dick. Like they'll settle down with a white man or a man appear white, but they won't settle down with a black man. I'm just like, but if you like black dick, girl, settle down with that dick too. Because if I have a preference for any person, that's also who I'm going to settle down with. Bitch, I'm not going to use you for just your money or penis, honey. Okay? If I don't like you for you sexually, bitch, you can keep your money. Hello? All money ain't good money, baby. You keep your money, bitch. I don't care what you got, what you bringing over, girl. You can have 10K and I need 10K. If I'm not what I'm getting from you, I don't see it, girl, you can keep that over there, baby. Listen, I'm not losing no sleep, baby. Hello? I like what I like, and I'm staying on that. Look at that. So anyway, no, not the internet celebs always have something to say about the girls all the time. But of course, it's an agenda. It's a setup. I tell people that LGBT people are always brought up in topics of conversations because it is a distraction. So people are thinking that the gay agenda is them turning everybody gay, and the gay agenda is actually to distract you so you can focus on why Martin Lawrence have a wig on. You can focus on why your favorite rapper has a dress on. Like, girl, get the fuck up out of here, girl. You think that really, honestly, truly, that these people are willing to lose? Like, girl, that's why the family don't come out and talk about it. You never hear a dad come out or a mom come out and say, yeah, my son is a gangster rapper and he's so hardcore and I can't believe he was on stage with a skirt on. Like, girl, think about it for a minute. But you have parents that are not rich or don't have rich kids who come out and say, my son is a sissy and I don't support that. So you're going to tell me that these parents do not know that it is a role? And even the ones that be coming out trying to expose it, yeah, I don't get down with Hollywood, man, because they be turning us out. They be turning us into sissies. No, girl. You know it's an agenda. You know that it's a fucking a distraction, and you fucking know that, bitch. You know that. We got more single moms out there and men who don't want to be men, but they claim to be heterosexual men, than we do fucking sissies and punks out there. So why are we focused on sissies and punks so much? Why are we focused on niggas and wigs so much when we can be focused on the men who don't want to be men? We can focus on the men who want to fuck around and have multiple kids with women that they don't want to marry. Like, why is that not a topic of discussion? Why is that not a focus? Or why there's a lot of single mothers out here. And they be the same ones that be like, niggas and punks in the booty hole and all this stuff. Like, girl, where's your man at, sis? And I told y'all, there's two hoes that I'm gonna be having a reading session for. And I think ooh, girl, we gotta do it after this energy. We gotta do it after this energy, girl. Today's the new moon, girl. We gotta do it after this energy. Cause I've been waiting to read these hoes. One of them look like a lesbian and one of them is a lesbian. One of them looked like a lesbian. She used to get on camera looking so strong and so masculine and so just so nasty. I thought she was the top in the relationship. Come to find out she wasn't even dating that other woman. They were just friends. And now she gets on camera with wigs and lashes and nails on. Very drag queen girl. Very Noxema Jackson. Very 2-1-Fu-ish. And while she's in this drag attire, quoted by Tyra Banks and also Patti LaBelle, and not to mention Celia Cruz, who are women who get dolled up, and they call it drag. And I think Dolly Parton said it too, don't quote me. Big hair, lashes, and nails is called drag performance, girl. That's not called womanhood. That's not called femininity. That's called drag performance. Bitch, that's called niggas trying to soften themselves up respectfully. So when you come into the arena of the girls and you think you want to tussle and girl, I don't do these boys and these women that think that they men because they're gonna be man. It's a transgender man, but girl, you're giving off that energy. So you're giving me a decrepit old hateful ass faggy naggy ass hoe that didn't have a chance to be a soft feminine cunt, and now that she's old, dried up, and nobody want her hard ass, now she want to sit here and she want to slam the other soft feminine cunt. That's what they be giving, sis. Like, what gay energy has been mounted upon you, girl? But like I said, I'm gonna say that for that trot mouth ass, gollop trollop ass hoe. Girl, get your teeth shit lined up. Girl, I got a tooth that is missing. That don't worry about it. We're gonna get that filled in, girl. I gotta make the time to go to that dentist and do all that, by the way, because they send my little thing. You need to come in and do this. Right. But girl, fix your mouth, girl. Stop putting your mouth on us. Worry about your men potentially, your boys potentially growing up into men and not wanting to dick down a trainer or being dicked down by one. Because there's a greater odd. There's a higher odd of your young son becoming trans attracted or transgender himself than you actually being around a motherfucking transgender. How? And then the other hoe want to come out and act like she's a therapist for the other hoes. Like, girl, I'm sorry. Listen, girl, listen, I'm sorry. I'm not taking no advice from no hoe that cannot take her own motherfucking advice. Listen, a hoe that been selling pussy since 2000 motherfucking 10 and still ain't got no pot to piss and a window to throw it out of, girl. I take no advice from those pussy slanging ass hoe that her pussy couldn't get her nothing but a motherfucking a read from Nicki Minaj. Girl, bye. Girl, the hoe has so much motherfucking mouth that she got afraid when they got her ass together. And I'm gonna relocate. And now she ever talk about, y'all, this is a safe place and I'm a mermaid. Girl, dragged out to big ass fucking weave and wig, long ass fucking scarecrow ass fingers with fucking claws on her fucking hands like a drag queen too. Girl, talking about I don't feel safe in spaces where people that are men, because that's what they are in a woman's bathroom. Like, baby, women don't even want to be in a woman's bathroom, sis. It be so nasty in there, girl. It be so nasty in here, girl. It be period blood on the toilet too. It be tampon rolls and shit. Sometimes sitting in the toilet, sometimes on the floor. Girl, none of these girls got etiquettes on how to put away their tampons and their pads. None of them was taught by their mama and their grandmama. When you take your pad off or you take your tampon out, you take a toilet paper and you wrap that shit up in that and throw it in the trash. Bitch, women don't even want to be in a fucking woman's restroom. So, girl, like, what the fuck is going on? But like I said, I'm gonna save her. I'm gonna save these reads. I'm gonna get Miss Snaggletooth ass, sourpuss ass bitch first, and then I'm gonna get the whole girl second. And it might be in the same day. I'm gonna do a 2-for-1 special. And I'm gonna make sure I'm on motherfucking camera. So, bitch, if they do a rebuttal, bitch, it could be a reading session for the next motherfucking year. Cause you hoes gonna learn today. You hoes gonna motherfucking learn today, girl. You gonna learn today. That's what I said. It's never the pretty, soft women who actually know that they're women that come for the children. It's always the bricky, hard ass, insecure ass, snaggerpuss, sourpuss ass, gallop trollops that feel like they could speak on the children. And they even be talking like the girls with the lingos and stuff. And I be like, girl, I can't blame this on nobody but these dirty ass bottoms, though. I can't blame on nobody but the dirty ass bottoms because that's what we teach these women this tea. It be these dirty ass, shitty ass booty hole bottoms that don't be dishing. Respectfully, because bitch, listen, let me get inside of one of who the fuck one of you are. I'm gonna read you down too, bitch. We're gonna do an LGBT read down too. I don't discriminate on my reads. Bitch, over here. And girl, girl, sitting up here with lip gloss on. Girl, with muscles and shit, girl, 6'2", strong as fuck, girl, tattoos and all that, girl. Getting on, girl, sipping on a Merlot. Girl, I don't know what's going on with these niggas and wigs, neither, girl. But, girl, yeah, I just can't do it because these are men still, and they be sitting in the spaces with my mamas and my aunties and stuff, and it makes me feel uncomfortable because it needs to be the same niggas that be in the Home Depot bathroom, the McDonald's bathroom, the mall bathroom trying to suck on your husband. These be the same motherfucking punks that be meeting up off a motherfucking grinder at parks and shit to get high to ride some dick in a motherfucking car. And some of them will be saying that they hosting with their shitty booty asses with their car parked in their garage, the door wide open for the top to come in, which is your husband, to come and dick them down what? And guess what? Without a motherfucking condom. Hello. And that be the motherfucking gag of it all. And they be out there talking about niggas and wigs and the transgenders and, oh my God, I don't do it. Listen, babe. It is what it is, girl. But before you put your dirty ass, gollop trollop ass mouth on a motherfucking transgender, you dirty, shitty, booty ass, motherfucking bottom ass, gullible trollop ass bitch, clean your asshole. Learn how to properly judge. Have some etiquette in who you give it up to. Because see, that's what I be saying too, and I be saying that respectfully, girl. We gotta have some type of truth to us. We gotta have some type of morals and standards to us. As a sex working transgender, that's clients. I've never crossed the line as a sex worker and bring that type of energy into my real life. Meaning, as a sex worker, if a married man sought out my services, I'm not going to say, oh, because you're married, I'm not taking your money. That's not my business. But as a free session, as a non type of financial transaction, I'm not fucking on a married man, babe. I don't want a man that's already connected with somebody, respectfully. And even going into stepping it up, y'all, we've been aware of HIV and STDs and stuff since forever. The idea that there are people out there called bug chasers, which means that they intentionally go out and try to get the sauce, that's scary as fuck to me. But there be people out here that meet people, know people, and girl, the first night they're doing it raw. And I'm like, there is no way unless you're spiritually and intangibly, intangibly dumb. Ain't nobody out here fucking without a condom, bitch. Not even a man that you with, girl. No shade. So that's when I said to myself, that girl, I just can't be with certain people. LGBT people, I'm a part of that community, but respectfully, I'm a part of also the heterosexual community. Fortunately, but unfortunately, I'm also part of the Christian and the Jewish community. I'm also part of the world, the straight world, the bi world, the gay world. I'm a part of all that. And so I don't be like, I'm connected to them because they're both trans, because I'm like, girl, my community be moving a little stupid, just like my black people. I mean, there's no shade with that. My black people, my Hispanic people, girl, we move a little stupid, honey. And so that's why I said I cannot be like, ooh, this is fucked up that they coming for us. Because it be true. Y'all be giving off the illusion that y'all are on some weird shit. No shade. Like I said, going into the bitch that was, say last night that she, like to dick down trans men and shit, but she don't see herself dating. I'm like, that's what men say. Like, men will dick down women, but they don't want to marry them. So you're giving me a very misogynistic, woman hateful ass energy. And that's what they say transgenders are. Transgenders hate women. And so it gives them like, damn, some of y'all really do. Some of y'all really do dislike women. And it even goes into gay men because, of course, if you like women, You're going to respect them. You're going to say, you know what? I'm not going to just fuck on a straight man just to fuck on a straight man. Or I'm not going to fuck on a man who's clearly with somebody, because a lot of these gay boys be seeking after that. They seek after married men and stuff. And even some trannies. They're okay with it. It makes them feel more pussy and cunt. I don't know. They feel like they in competition with a woman. So if he's married to a woman, I want to be with him. Girl, me on the other hand, girl, I was never that girl and I'm not that girl. Bitch, the fact that you with a woman, the idea that you're with a woman, girl, I'm afraid that I'm more open to getting an STD or STI than anything else. And we're not even talking about anything but the facts of it all. Okay? Yes, vaginas are naturally cleansing, but they also are incubators for bacteria. If you don't wash it properly, if your pH balance is thrown off through your diet, or you let any and everybody inside of you, bitch, you are a trap. You are a trash can waiting to motherfucking spread diseases. No shade. And so for me, like I said, baby, for free, I'm not going to be a sideline. For free, I don't want a dick that's sticking his dick inside of a vagina for free. And I've had the opportunities and I've seen very sexy men. Girl, for free, that's not happening. You're coming over to pay a bill. You're coming over to make sure bitch's phone bill is paid, her car note is paid, or that I can motherfucking eat, I can feed my babies, or we can travel. Bitch, you just might get it. There's no discrimination on that. So I want to be very clear on what it is and who I am and what I'm not. I don't play with that type of energy for free. Hello? Now, single man, I definitely will play with single man because it's not always all the price for me. But if I'm not getting nothing from you but a load and a dick, girl, you gonna pay me. Hello! You gonna pay a bill. And a lot of y'all need to be moving like that too, honey. Cisgender woman too. Fuck all that shit, girl. A nigga need to pay something before he come into your motherfucking house. And that be y'all problem too, girl. Y'all be so upset because girls be charging. And girl, this is why you charge. Girl, tell the man, hey, pay my bill. And we're not talking about charge like prostitution shit. We're talking about, girl, you meet a man, you meet a woman, whatever. You feel like, okay, you're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay, baby, what can you do for me? We're not talking about soliciting and sending ads and shit over to them. And baby, I charge and you want to... We're not talking about that, girl. Okay, but that's it. I just want to say, honey, I will be coming out. Mystic, Persia, Madam Merkaba will be having a reading session. Oh, yes, she will. Yes, girl. And the people, we're going to call them out. We're going to call them out, and that's it. And if we need to, we're going to have a picture of them right next to me while I'm reading, too. So you know who the fuck I'm reading. So you don't have to guess. And then that way they can reevaluate who the fuck they are and who the fuck they're stepping into. Because a lot of them think because they have a mouth. What they say, shit talkers don't read. That's not reading. When you shit talk, you're not reading. You're shit talking. I read. Bitch, I read. I let you know about yourself, things about yourself that you don't even know you may not even know about. Honey, hello? You may not even be aware of. Okay? And that's how I motherfucking get down. Where you sit here collectively, broadly, and a nigga in a wig, and it's like, okay, that's fine. But girl, I'm going to come for you and I'm going to read you. I'm not going to read black woman in whole. I'm not going to read this in whole, gay men in whole. Bitch, I'm going to read you for who you are, and I know what you do. I know what you're about. I know how you get down. And that's how I'm going to read. The summary, baby. So anyway, let me go, you guys. It was great chatting with you all. Shout out to you all that's coming here. We've been here for 2 hours and 30 minutes. I was only going to be here for 30 minutes, but it is what it is, girl. Now it's time to get out and get something. I'm going to go get me. I'm going to go get me some Cafe Vietnam. And I'm also going to get me some Lo Chuk. Okay? With a little bit of Sua. Okay? And some Zao Ma. Okay. Anybody in here speak Vietnamese like me? Anybody Vietnamese speaker out here? Yes, girl. Listen. Hello. Bitch, listen. Y'all, 2026, girl. Listen, we're going to have 5 languages under our belt by the time 2026 is over. Ow! 5 languages underneath our belt before this year is over. Give a shout out. We give all praises to God. America is still great. It was great before this man came in. It's going to be great after. America, bitch, fuck that. Let's step it up. The world is great. Come on in there. Hallelujah. Ow! Praise to the Ashkenazi and the Spardic and the Mizrahis. Oh, come on in here. The Mizrahi, the Spardic, and the Ashkenazis. Ow! How y'all doing? Yes, girl. We got your tea. And like I said, listen, 2 things we're going to do, y'all, after this week is up, because, of course, we're getting into, I forgot the new moon was today, so I cannot start my fast until Monday. but we're really going to be getting on a spiritual fast on Monday, and I'm gonna, come back here with y'all, during that time period. But baby, when I tell you, like, I have two things for y'all, and next week is gonna be, I'm gonna do one. Okay, I know y'all gonna be like, but you be saying it, you don't be doing it. Listen, I'm gonna dedicate my time to this because we want to talk about some tea. We want to enlighten you, honey. I feel like the power of the people needs to come back. I feel like the power of the people needs to come back. I feel like there's a reason why, if you're not from here, that you're here. I think there's a reason why, if you are from here and you're like, but why was I born into this system? There's a reason why the Holy Spirit and you came into a contract to say, I'm gonna plant my seed over there. There's a reason why your consciousness is where you at right now. And I need you to understand that nothing happened without purpose. Everything is definitely coincidental. There's no accidents. There's only coincidences. Hello. I need y'all to wake up for a minute, honey. I'm talking to my gods and goddesses up there. I'm talking to my gods and goddesses up there. Are my gods and goddesses awakened? Do they need to be shook? Honey, do they need Mystic Persia to go hard in the paint to wake the kids up this year? Honey, if that's what you need, just say it. If you need me to come out and wake it up, I'm going to wake it up. Is that what you need? Y'all need to see me be more active and more in to wake y'all the fuck up. And baby, if you're not awoken, girl, you're getting muted. Hello? Because we know that the zombies will wake up too. We know that because we're not talking about the zombies. We're not talking about the zombies, girl. Because we know that when you wake up the gods and goddesses, some of the zombies are woken up too. Ow, so you're not ready for that. We know that the gods and goddesses get awakened, but the zombies gotta wake up too. We know that already. So we don't talk about the zombies, because zombies, girl, you get muted and you can exile the fuck up out of here, girl. You can sit there and you can watch from the comment section, and you can watch from the motherfucking audience, the bleachers, behind the bushes, but you're not gonna be in my motherfucking face. But is that what you need? You need Mystic Persia to come here every day, dressed in her gala and attire and speaking to you. Is that what y'all need? Just say it. Just say, honey. I'll try to commit. I'll try to commit to it at least, twice a week. We'll start off with at least twice a week. Ow! We'll start with at least twice a week, honey. And we'll let it be known. We'll sit here right here, face to face with you, and I'll look you into your eyes, and you'll see my motherfucking mouth talk, and I'll talk to you the way that a mother who loves and cares for her sister, or a sister that loves and cares for her mother, or a mother that loves and cares for her grandmother, who loves and cares for her daughter, who loves and cares for her neighbor, speaks to each other. That's what I'll do. I'll sit there on that camera, and I'll give y'all it raw. Okay, like they say the girls be doing anyway. Hello! You need more transparency? Bitch, I got it for you. You need more directness? Bitch, I got it for you. A lot of girls can't give you that. Bitch, you want to know what the fuck a bitch is doing behind the scenes? Bitch, I got it for ya! Now, I ain't gonna give you all of it, but you're gonna get some of it. Ow! Come on. See, y'all not ready for that. Because, see, I don't need, you're going to get some of that. If you need to say, we need a vlog. We need some vlogs from you, man. We need to see what it's going like when you're going out and you're seeing the people, and you're touching the people, and you're speaking to the people, and you're ministering. We need to see that. Even when you're done and you have a setting, you want to sit down in your car, and you want to sit down in your space, you want to just talk. We need that. We need you to talk to the gods and goddesses. Do we need that? And you know what, me, girl, I don't believe in that bullshit about gods and goddesses being black and shit, girl, because the spirit doesn't have a color. That's the most dumbest shit. Black people are gods and goddesses. The fuck out my face. The fuck out my face, girl. The fuck out my face, girl. We have 15 races of people here. And you know that 8 of them are no longer here? You know, we only have 7 races of people. And you know that they said that there's supposed to be 9 of them that's going to be awakened. By the end of time, there's going to be 2 more races coming out. Girl, it was already 15 in the beginning of time, girl. Hello. The first man and woman actually consumed their first generation of children. Hello. And God took something away from them, and that's why they don't eat their own kids anymore. Hello. There's still animals in the animal kingdom that still do that, though. There's animals in the animal kingdom that will consume their own babies still, because that is a God thing. Hello. That is something that is lacking of God. See, I'm gonna break some down for y'all, girl, and that should be actually the first video we go into. I want to educate you on some tea, some power that they have taken away from you. And this is why Israel is so upset with Iran. That is the real tea why Mesopotamia is under attack by those people. And these people are saying to be God's chosen ones. I digress. I'm not here to decide. I'm not going to tell people what it is and what it ain't. I'm just going to give you the information, and I want you to take it however you want to take it. I want you to move the way you want to move. I want you to get that information, and of course, do like all things. Pray for the spirit of discernment, honey. Fast for a couple of days and tell spirit, is this information being given to me truth? Is there some type of manipulation or lie up in this? Because of course, God told me that even that information is a little tampered with, but it is the closest thing to being pure. Because in order for you to get the pure knowledge, you have to see the information for yourself. And we don't have the information. All the information that we receive from all this stuff is revised and re-edited. So we have to see it with our own eyes. What they say, see it for yourself. We have to see it. And of course, going into spiritually speaking, your real vision is inside of the spiritual realm. You cannot really see with your physical eye. That's an illusion. We're in the third dimension and you only see two dimensions. We're in the third dimension, but you only see two dimensions. How's that possible? Hi, hello. How's that possible? Because your real vision is in the spiritual realm. And so, like I said, I'm going to present information to you in this 2-3 dimensional world, and you're going to see exactly what it is that need to be seen. You're going to see exactly what it is that you need to know of why people are so hell-bent, holistic, Hellenistic, Abrahamic. Hello, hello, hello. Why they're so fixated on that. And even a lot of these black leaders, because there's a new one that came across my desk the other day, where he's dedicated to like really tearing it down and, oh, this is European philosophy and this is not of God and this and that, da 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 da. But it's like the preaching about anti-homosexuality is not God. There was cultures that thrived. There was cultures that was actually enriched. There's cultures that had power. Because, see, they were saying that there are civilizations that did not survive with homosexualities. But this is why you had women and men who were considered donors. Hello? You had men and women because regardless of what a person is born, if they do not feel, transgenders are excluded from this. That's why they consider these people third genders. When you had somebody who was born male, who identified as a male, but just so happened he had sexual attraction for a male, he still did things that male did. So he still was dicking down women. And that's why a lot of ancient civilizations, they would castrate male servants, because the male servant would impregnate sometimes the wives, the queens, sometimes even the maidens of this palace, and they were having babies by these people. So they said, no, we gotta castrate them. And so they started castrating and making these people eunuchs, which, by the way, is one form of eunuch. But either way, what ended up happening is that the Europeans started, and of course, don't think that all Europeans appear to be white, because some Europeans also appear to be non-white. Ow! See, you gotta understand something, girl. That's how they set it up. See, they used the Filipinos to go into Mexico to take the land from the Negroes that were in Mexico. If the Filipinos came in there and they fucked that shit up over there, baby. And we're not going to hold the current Filipinos accountable, girl. This is during the 1400s, 1500s, girl. So, that's past tense, girl. We're going to let that go. But I'm just saying, they take people who look like you to get you together. And that's why you got to stop saying that skin folk is your kin folks, because they're not. They use people like you to get you fucking together, because a lot of people that look like you are sellouts. And don't you ever fucking forget that. And so going into that, bitch, they took this shit, they went in there, and they started telling people, oh, if you want change, you gotta trust in the Lord. And there's a person named Yahshua, and there's a person named Jesus, and his name is Christ, and this and that, and Krishna, this and this. And girl, these people started denouncing their free spirituality. They started denouncing it. So they started chastising and abusing people of the LGBT. And this is going to be another thing we're going to get into too. We're going to get into a whole nother history of that too. And so when I see black people, including African people, I think they had an African mayor over there that said that homosexuality is not African. Bitch, you a motherfucking lie. Pre-colonization, there were homosexuality. Pre-colonization, ancient Asia, ancient Africa, ancient Middle Eastern, was dick-sucking ass, motherfucking pussy-licking homosexuals and motherfucking dykes, bitch. And that's what you didn't like. You got power because these motherfuckers came to you and said that they have the better power. You never saw somebody that looked like them like that. And they said, baby, my blonde hair, blue eyes come from heaven. I'm angelic. I'm of the light. Remember, my brothers and sisters, God said he's going to send the light first. Remember that? He said the light is coming first. And then they start looking around and, oh my God, yes, our leader do say that. Yes, our scriptures do speak of that. And guess what? Girl, those are the ones they were able to convince. They started teaching them, I'm going to show you the way, but you're going to have to give me this and that. And eventually they took the people power. So they took the power in the name of Christianity. They took the power in the name of Judaism. They took the power in the name of the ways of the Europeans. And that's why to this day, you're worshiping and venerating these deities, but you have no power. You're worshiping and venerating these deities, but you have no power. And you got to go to the priest and you got to go to the intercessor to get what you need to get because you have no power. And they did this shit on purpose while they are strategically venerating the Black Madonna, while they're strategically venerating the Black Christian, the Black Christ. They're sitting in front of your face with a white face and say, no, he looked like us. It's a mind-blowing experience, honey, of going into the Spaniards and the British and the fucking girl. It's listen. It's a nasty ass history, girl. The Tudors and stuff, girl. It's a nasty history of even going into America and it's being named after an Italian explorer. But people are gonna say, yeah, Italy has the cleanest food. Of course it is. Bitch, you know how many people owe spiritual debt to Italy? Vespucci, Vespucci. You know how many people owe? You know how many people have debt to Italy spiritually? Bitch, you goddamn motherfucking right. It's gonna be thriving. Their food is clean. You're goddamn right. Yeah, You're right. You're right, girl. In America, it's not clean and pure here, bitch, because they don't want you to have that power. So I'm gonna leave that there. I should have been gone a long time ago. God bless you all, girl. Learn yourself. Learn yourself. Learn yourself. Learn yourself. Stop letting people dictate who you are. Stop letting people tell you who you are. stop stop letting clients. Stop letting clients. Stop letting boyfriends and suitors and admirers. And that's something to y'all. Y'all need to learn the difference between suitors, admirers, lovers, and your potentials from each other. Y'all need to learn who is for you and who is just for you just to get a piece of that. That's what you need to learn. Okay. Let me go, y'all. I'm gonna go, y'all. I'm really craving. I've been craving a cinnamon toast coffee for like 3 days. I don't drink energy drinks no more, y'all. Are y'all proud of me? Are y'all really proud of me, y'all? Let me tell y'all something. There's sometimes I would sleep like 3 or 4 hours, then I'll be like, I'm gonna get an energy drink like a C4. And y'all, when I tell y'all, this year, as of I think March the 7th was the last time I had an actual energy drink, and it could have been even a little bit after that. I have not had no energy drink. Coffee, I do, have a special coffee every now and then. There's a white chocolate truffle, and then there's a cinnamon toast latte. I do have those. They're really, really good, by the way. Oh, I forgot. There's another one called Donkey Kick or Donkey Face Kick, something like that. Something Donkey Face Kick. It's Donkey Kick face Donkey Kick. I don't know, girl. It's good though. Okay. And I don't have that all the time. I have it like once every other week. And so I've been drinking tea all day, all week, whatever. I'm still going to have tea today as well. I normally have 2 cups of tea. And I've been on that for like 2 weeks now, 2 glasses every day. I want to amp it up to 3. I want to do 64 ounces of tea, 64 ounces of water, which is a gallon of liquids every day. But either way, no coffee, but I've been craving it. And girl, I'm ready. And so you wonder how I got this energy? Shout out to Liquid Vitamins, Natural Source. Shout out to Selenium. Shout out to Rutin. Shout out to Vitamin C. Ester C, excuse me, not vitamin C, Ester C. And also shout out to Gaba Gaba. Okay. Anyway, y'all, let me go, honey. Good seeing y'all. God bless y'all. Be good, be positive, and be inspiring, okay? Shout out to you all. Love you. Good seeing you, Hather to Skies. Good seeing you, CJ. Good seeing you, Shawan. Salute. Good seeing you, Allison coming here today. But good seeing y'all who came in here and who chatted. And then also those of you who are in the blinds. Love you, love you, love you. for now. Happy Friday, happy new moon. And yeah, honey. Also, for those who booked readings this weekend, I'm excited to see you and hear you this motherfucking weekend, honey. Who you doing? Y'all better be ready, honey. Readings that are booked tomorrow, readings that are booked Sunday. Wake it up! Wake it up, honey. Wake it up. You better wake it up. Okay, anyway. Bye for now, y'all.